It's going to be my first day, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. Nothing bad will go wrong.
Absolutely nothing. Hey everyone. Today with the Open Hearth, we are playing Damn the Man Save the Music, which I guess is by Turtle Bun Games now. Um, a great game inspired by Empire Records. It is very, very close to Rex Manning Day as we play this, where I think it's Monday. So, yeah, this is kind of in honor of that fictional holiday. Um, my name is Dana. My pronouns are he, him. I'll be facilitating or running the game. I am the GM. Yeah, the game does have a GM. So let's get a quick round of introductions from our players, and then we'll dive into creating our version of Revolution Records. So, David, why don't you introduce yourself and maybe the thing you like about Empire Records or that kind of vibe of film?
Yeah, my name is David. I live on the East Coast, US, where it's 9:18 in the morning, and I have a love-hate relationship with Empire Records. Every time I watch it, I'm like, this is not a good movie. And every time I get to the end, it's like, I want to rewatch that because it's so fun. Yeah. So there we go.
I guess the kids like to call those guilty pleasures, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, David. Casey, how about you?
Hey, I'm Casey. I use he and him pronouns, and yeah, I watched Empire Records a lot back in the day. Yeah, it's just I don't know all those movies like those weird like teen comedy 90 movie things that are like so zany and like over the top and like there's all kinds of crazy shit that goes on. It's awesome. Like uh, yeah, and I don't know. Like yeah, we just quoted that movie at each other all the time. Like his name's not fucking Warren. Like that, it's so good. Like the way they all pop their heads out and like it's so good. But yeah, excited to check it out for sure.
Okay, hi. Hi, I'm Thomas, he, him. Playing this game for me is like, what's the difference between a record store and the Forgotten Realms from D&D? They're both fantasies as far as I'm aware. Like, what's a record store anyway? But excited to play this game.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I have beheld a vinyl record for sure. um, so let me read out the blurb, which kind of introduces Revolution Records itself. Welcome to Revolution Records, the kind of place that's been on the verge of closing down since opening day. Located down that little side street in the part of town your mom doesn't want you to visit. We all know CD Emporium's been sniffing around, looking to turn this place into a corporate boy band vending machine. I don't know if that means like vending boy bands or vending their CDs. I mean,
I think we can figure it out, Don.
yeah. If we don't settle with the landlord this month, we're out, and the Emporium is in. We've got one chance to keep the music playing. It's 11 a.m. tomorrow. The big shot will walk through these doors, and half the town will be here to get shitty signatures on their shitty records. If we can sell every one of them a CD, that's enough to float us for another year. So the question is, can we make it through just one day without a huge fucking disaster? Whew. No pressure, I guess. So, now is the time to pick a character template. So there are maybe five. Uh,
I've there are so there are a couple of bonus templates that I can share if people want them available as well, or will that be throwing too much chaos into the mix?
yeah, I have the PDF, but I didn't get a chance to put them in the Keeper. So I
Okay,
guess if one of the seven don't,
understood.
yeah. Um, if you look at the lookups tab on the Character Keeper, you will get basically all there is about the we have about these archetypes. There's the local rock star, the aspiring poet, the troubled artist, the brain, the overachiever, the space case, and the flirt. Now, I have an inkling, David, that you're interested in the overachiever.
Yeah, if that's
Um,
okay. If nobody else wanted to call dibs on that one.
Thomas, do you have any preferences for yourself?
Yeah, I'm just reading through these now, and I'm I'm loving the space kiss. I'm not sure who this is from the show, honestly, but like from the movie. But if it's Lucas, that's great. If it's not, that's fine. Like I don't know.
Casey, how about you? Any on your short list?
Yeah, maybe the local rock star. I mean, not
Nice.
necessarily a rock star though, right? Like trying to find a band, trying to make it, right? Like
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
love the idea of someone who's like good at the guitar but has nowhere to play it, right?
Being a rock star is a state of mind, you know, and you're
Right,
you
exactly.
got the state of mind, like.
That's all that matters, you know. Um, okay, well, I guess that's no negotiation necessary. Uh, you're you're safe with the overachiever, David. So you can see that prompts your three simple descriptions. So, for example, the local rock star is too cool for school, at their best when putting someone else in the spotlight, and can make anything seem intentional. I guess even falling off the stage, right? So the other things that you need to decide, your name, which I guess your full name, or just your first name, or just the name on your name tag, if you want to go down the Amy from Superstore route, right? Um, uh, your age, I guess it says many of the characters will be teenagers, but yours doesn't have to. So maybe you've been in this place since opening day or whatever. And how much time have you been employed at this place? 1 hour, 3 months, 3 years, 10 years, whatever makes the most sense for you. The other, I think, vitally important things that we need to know are what is your character's dress sense and what is your character's favorite music genre or band. Now, there is a list of tunes, which is like, music genres, which obviously includes grunge, Britpop, sincere women with guitars or pianos,
Wow.
J-pop, whatever you think is most in keeping with your vibe. If it's a dirty little secret that we will find out later, maybe that's cool too.
Where's this list, Donna?
Oh, sorry. If you're looking at the PDF, it is page 26.
Okay.
Okay.
It's such a big decision.
It is. It is.
Okay. I've gone with my own, which is just David Bowie only, is what I've written as
Does
tunes. Is
does
just
that include what is it, Tin Machine or whatever experimental?
yeah, it includes the weird stuff. It definitely includes the weird stuff. Like that's, I mean, why else? What do you think I am, a casual? Like this.
Okay, awesome. Did we expect any other answer from the space case? No, we did not. And obviously, the most important thing, you're a space for your character image. I was explaining to the guys before you joined, Thomas, that this was one of the first character keepers I ever created. But even then, I knew that a character image was the most important thing.
Look how far you've come, Donna.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like...
The next one to brag a little bit. The next one I create will be my 100th in the Play Exploder.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, too
Oh
much time on
wow.
my hands.
I think we need to set up some kind of award, give you a plaque of some kind, like something to hang on your wall. You know?
What's the award called? Far too conversant with the ins and outs of Google Sheets.
Yeah, just oh man. Um, I think I've made a mistake. I've just typed the term grunge teenagers into my search bar, and I think that was like I'm on a list.
A,
It's
a,
it's
a
it's
terrible
a
life
huge
decision.
mistake. Yeah, a huge mistake. Like just I forgot what I was doing. Yeah.
So how are we feeling for ages? Because if Braggs and Jake J have been employed here for 5 to 6 years, then that'll put them, I assume, in their early to mid 20s or not, or older. It sounds like early to mid 20s at the latest, but I'm just checking in because I kind of want to calibrate my own character's age based on the other characters, so we're peers.
Yeah. I think I will say Braggs is 20, if that makes
Yeah,
sense. Yeah.
that would make sense.
And
Ditto.
You
And
get
we need to have probably pre-existing relationships. And I have literally worked here since 10 a.m. this morning, which means we have to have established those at some point outside the
yeah.
store, and that's
well,
easier if we're
you
about the
know,
same age, or not.
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, people could really like or really hate you in the 2 minutes they've known you, right?
That's true.
I
Oh,
mean,
that's a good point.
based on your preppy look, maybe.
Oh, he's a sweetheart. He's a sweetheart. Once you get to know him, you're going to be rooting for him. I promise you.
Okay. Are we supposed to be doing something other than finding a
Uh,
picture? Because that's what I've been doing for like the
oh,
last
okay. Well,
feels like decade. Like,
well, let's move on, and maybe you can
I'll figure it out. I'll get it.
you
I'll
can
get
figure it out.
it.
Okay.
Uh,
So the next thing we do is a goal. So this is one. So there's a drop down of goals. If you want to create your own, that is fine. This could be like sell the
Ah,
sell the most CDs in store history today. Uh, Finish the big boss in the video game in the corner. I don't know. Who knows? Um, One example, which I love, is Eat the Spicy Challenge from Casa del Taco's secret menu. That seems entirely unrelated with work, but hey. Um,
So, are you Jay or Silent Bob in that picture?
Oh, Jay.
Yes.
I think Silent Bob looks 100 years old. Sorry, like no. No, but I love I obviously like Kevin Smith in that movie, but yeah, I'm Jay here. Man, choose a goal. Okay.
I mean, Find the Lost Cat is the classic Space Case goal.
That is, yeah, it's really good. It's really good. I have to do that. Yeah. And obviously the Lost Cat is a metaphor, and I will educate you all on what that metaphor is as soon as I think about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Once you find or do not find the Lost Cat.
Yeah.
So you can see just below this, there's space for goal progress, and there's basically 2 things you need to tick in order to make your shot at achieving your goal. You're determined and you have a plan. You see, both of those are not yet. The drop down is yes, if you do get there. And then there's space for relationships. So let's figure this out. The we cool is not yet in yes as well. So like if you are cool with someone, then that will allow them to help you later on in the game.
These are the only 2 options in the game.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Not cool and cool. Those are the 2 friendship options in the 90s, apparently. I'm just upset there's no, it's complicated,
That's not yet. Like, yeah.
Okay, so let's do a quick round of intros to your characters, and then maybe we can do the whole figuring out. Maybe, I mean, there should be relationships, right, in terms of you describing how you feel about this, but there's no space for that in the character keeper. Like I said, I was young and I was old and foolish when I made this. So let's do character keeper order, because that is the way. David, why don't you introduce us to your character?
All right, so I'm going to be a jerk here and say, what if we do this in reverse character keeper order? The reason being, I kind of think it makes sense to introduce the characters based on how long they've worked here, starting with the one with the most seniority. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I'm happy to do
Thomas, that'll be you then.
Yeah. So my character's name is Braggs.
No, that's Casey. No. I'm sorry.
6 months.
I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to mute myself. I keep saying stupid things.
Yeah. So my character's name is Braggs. They ask people to call them Major Braggs sometimes as a Major Tom kind of reference, because Braggs is a huge David Bowie fan, is interested in bringing other people into the one true path that is David Bowie's music. I've chosen a picture from Clerks, which is Jay, who's on the left, who's kind of like a loud mouth. I think louder than he is smart. I guess is one way to describe him. But yeah, I think Braggs has a heart of gold as the space case, and just wants to find the cat. Been here longest for 5 years. I think people don't last 5 years. I think it's quite a unique achievement that Braggs has. And by achievement, I mean they have no other options. I think, yeah, that's what I'm going for. But yeah, that's Braggs.
Cool. Sweet. So I'm going to be playing Jake J, he, him. He's been working at Revolution Records for 6 months. I think it was like probably graduated high school, got a job, been working there for a little while, scraping it by, trying to make some connections, find a band. He plays the guitar in a very sort of like I picked my tunes as a Deadhead, so he's into the jam bands. So he's probably obsessed with Jerry Garcia. And he rocks a little. He doesn't wear a lot of tie dye or whatever. Obviously, I woke up this morning and chose the same outfit that I put for my character, which is a flannel over a graphic tee, because fuck yeah, toast. I still dress like anyways, yeah.
We're LARPing,
So
folks. We're LARPing.
yeah. I couldn't find a bandana this morning. We just moved, so all my shit's everywhere. I couldn't find a bandana, but otherwise I might be wearing one. Um, and I think my goal for the day is going to be to find a band. Like maybe there's a flyer with an audition. I can dip out of work and go figure it out, or something like that. Yeah, so I think that's Jake.
Awesome. Thanks, Casey. David, you're muted.
Yeah. So Apple Wong is the overachiever. He came in yesterday looking for an album, and he enthused with the Cute Skater Boy who worked there, and said Cute Skater Boy actually gave him the album for free. And that was like the greatest day of Apple's life. And he's coming back this morning to ask the Cute Skater Boy out to see a film, and he found out that he got fired by the boss for giving away that album. So in order to pay back a debt, he is going to work off that debt by working for free here at Revolution Records in order to help him get hired back on.
Oh, wow.
It's also really, really important that he find this Cute Skater Boy and ask him out before midnight for reasons that will be revealed.
So how long would it take for Apple to pay back one CD's worth of work? 6 years? I don't know.
He got a little ahead of himself and promised to work a whole shift.
Okay.
And maybe this was like a very rare out of print vinyl of some sort.
Okay. I love how giving it back was not an option. Did something happen to the vinyl already?
He doesn't want to give it back. He's been looking everywhere for it. This is a rare out of print Leslie Chung first edition vinyl that you can only find in Hong Kong. And here it was. He couldn't afford it. The Cute Skater Boy was like the only other person he's ever met who knew who Leslie Chung is and was a big fan, and they gushed over him for hours. And then he gave him the album for free and let him walk out of the store with it without paying for it. And it was the greatest day of Apple's life. And he's not going to give that back. It's too important to him.
Love it.
And also, I'm thinking that he didn't even get this guy's name. But I think he was probably on thin ice for a while, and it might be up to those of you who have worked with him for a while to actually flesh out who this character is.
Awesome. So yeah, I've inserted a quick cell for us to record the relationships with the other two characters. So yeah, let's go back around. Thomas, do you want to establish the current state or the history of the relationship you have with Apple or Jake?
Yeah, so I've got Apple Wong as a not yet because we've just
I think
met.
we both start out. We all start out as not
Everyone
yet.
starts at not yet, not cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, everyone starts out. Okay. We have to work our way up.
You've
Sorry.
got to work on your relationships,
Yeah. So what was the question again, Donna?
What is your relationship with one of the others?
Okay. So I decide now, or rather, David and I decide now whether Apple and Braggs have a relationship, right? That's what you're asking.
Yeah. So is it like he's that weirdo who came in yesterday?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's from what David is. I think that makes the most sense. So the relationship is, I'm supposed to show him the ropes, something like that.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
I am after all the most senior, so makes sense.
And David, how do you think this relationship is being reciprocated? Is this like, oh, I can learn so much, or this guy doesn't know anything, or?
I think this guy doesn't know anything.
Somebody doesn't like David Bowie. Is
He,
all I can.
yeah, I mean, I guess he hasn't heard or doesn't rate Leslie Chang, right? So,
Yeah.
what possible values could his opinions have? Is that
Yeah.
Apple's view of the world? Um, okay, well, that's enough to get started with. Casey, how about you? Do you want to define one of these two relationships?
Yeah. I think uh, I think like Jake and
Is
like I
that is that
think
is that happening for me as
Jake and
well,
the
or
guy
anybody
that
else?
got fired might have Jake.
Oh, Casey,
Yeah,
you're coming in a
Casey,
little
you're,
rough there. Yeah,
yeah.
with your internet connection.
Oh, that is a very real possibility. My bad.
It's
Seems to
okay
be
now.
better now, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. If that becomes yeah, if that becomes like a super big issue, like just tell me to leave. It won't hurt my feelings. No. Yeah, sorry. I was saying that I think Jake is probably buddies with the cute skater boy that got fired. So
Yeah.
I think his relationship with Apple is sort of like this is the dude that or this is the person that got my buddy fired from work, and like now he's
Yeah.
here. It's super early in the morning. I don't want to be working, and like now there's this like new guy that replaced my buddy, probably like my smoking buddy, right? Like I think the anti-authoritarianism of like skaters and deadheads have a bit of overlap in that tenuous like maybe we smoke weed together but we don't go to the same shows or whatever. But yeah, so I think I'm a little like on edge or like I'm not going to be like straight up horrible to you, but I might be a little cool.
Mm. Cool as in temperature, not as in
Correct. Yes. Sorry, that was a terrible way to do that.
cool as in uncool.
And David, again, how do you think Apple views Jake? Uh,
If this guy is friends with my crush, I need to get on his good side.
Nice.
okay, awesome. So I guess we just have to establish the relationship between Jake and Braggs in that case. So yeah,
I have this idea, Casey. Tell me if you're interested. I think what if Braggs like is trying to like is the person kind of pushing Jake to start a band? Like it's like just believes in him. You know what I mean? It's like like is trying to inspire Braggs to dream big or something like that. Like
Yeah, if that works. That's yeah. I'm down for sure.
Okay, nice. Uh, believes Jake can make it big is what I'm putting it down as.
if uh, if um, if Braggs believes Jake can make it big, what's Jake's view of that encouragement or worldview?
Yeah, I think I'm not yeah, I think maybe yeah, I think Jake is like interested or like finds value in that because probably not a lot of folks have that attitude, right? Like uh it's hard to make it big or it's hard to even just like, get a gig locally, let alone aspire to anything greater. So I think he hears that a lot, right? Like again, he's probably sort of a bit of a loser, right? Or you know what I mean? Like he doesn't have any plans, doesn't have anywhere to go. He's working at the record store. He's playing guitar. Like I think a lot of people are kind of negative, right? But I love the fact that Braggs is like a cheerleader And maybe Braggs has seen a couple of these kind of folks come through the record store in his time there, and yeah, I think it's I don't know if Jake is like super like encouraging about it or whatever, but like I think
Yeah.
Oh, Casey, you've gone mute or you're on lag or something. I'm not sure what's going on.
I did meet myself, but
Okay.
I wasn't.
Okay. So the next two things we have to do are create the boss and the big shot. So the boss is the, I'll say, poor unfortunate who runs this place. And if you look at the Revolution Records tab, there's a couple of questions to answer about them. So I guess it's 4 questions and 4 of us, so that means we can each answer one of them. So I will start with David. I guess we need their name, but maybe also, what does everyone call them if it's, a nickname or something.
What does everyone call the boss? Gosh. It seems like a question best answered last, because then you can come up with a cool nickname based on the
Okay.
other 3 things. But
do you want to give them a name and then you can give them a nickname last?
Yeah. Okay. All right, then. Circle right back around. Now I got to come up with a name. You. They are Japanese. Their name is actually You. It causes a lot of confusion. Yeah.
And what are their pronouns?
Nobody knows.
So any or
Any or all, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And everyone calls them Hey You.
Okay. I guess that was simpler than we thought.
Yeah.
Casey, what's their management style?
Yeah. Is it that weird mix of like authoritarianism and trying to be your buddy, where like they're they're really nitpicky about like punching the time clock right, but then they'll be like, no, it's all good. Like, what happened? Why are you late? Like that sort of like they want to be your friend, but they also want to be like a strict manager to the like specs of the business. Is that all right? I don't know.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's also because the business is in trouble, right? So maybe they want to be a bit relaxed about it, but then they realize that they have to, be a bit more firm. Who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. Thomas, how do they dress?
How do they dress? Oh. What if they always wear the same clothes every day or something like that? Like, what if that's the and they only like change one aspect of it or something like that? Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. I think they wear some kind of like I think they dress very sort of like non whatever, they wear a white shirt every day, whatever, it doesn't matter. But the thing is, they have like a little wristband, and the color of the wristband gives us an insight into their mood. Like we are like, oh, it's a green day, like we're good. Like, or it's a blue day. Ah, okay, it's a red day. Okay, guys, just like nobody talk to you. Like just like avoid them. Yeah, or something like that. So I'm gonna just write that down as an armband that dictates mood, that shows mood.
Okay, cool. So I guess I will answer this last question. What are they really like below the surface? And maybe this is something that's known to people who've been working here a long time, but maybe that's kind of a mystery. So I guess I'm getting an anxiety vibe from this so far. So yeah.
Nice.
Okay. If anyone has in mind a picture, there is a place for that. If not, I'll fish one up during the break.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if I had to turn around every time someone said, "Hey, you," like I'd be slightly neurotic as well. Like, just, I think that's what, like, this is terrible. This is such a low-hanging fruit joke, but like, yeah.
Okay, so we have the Big Shot. I guess the Big Shot is coming in today for this kickoff of their tour. So the 4 questions we have here, I guess we'll do the same thing. Maybe Casey, we can start with you. What went wrong in their career?
Is it the simple answer that they went solo? Like they quit their band and struck out on their own, and
That's a
it
great
wasn't
answer.
quite what they expected. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's, there's a reason it's a classic,
Yeah.
Okay. Thomas, we need a stage name and maybe a real name to go with it.
Okay. Oh my God, a stage name.
Did they like completely change their persona and genre when they quit their other band and went solo?
Yeah, what if they had a really sort of like they didn't have a personality in the group, right? Like because only one person can have a personality in like a 4-person group, right? Like everybody else just be cool in the background, like So I think they had whoever this person is had to come up with like a cool gimmick when they went solo. So uh what if their stage name is this is awful, but I think it fits the thing. What if their stage name is Mr. Maestro or something like that? Like it's
Wow.
just
That is
the
so
worst.
cringe. It's so
It's
good.
just the worst. Like it's just the worst. But it's the kind of name you'd come up with if you're like, I need people to take me seriously. Like, like you're just like, I'm not the guy in the background anymore. Like, yeah, and their name can be something super normal. I will think about that slowly.
Okay, what do they look like? Yeah, I think, do we make this like a too cool for school kind of vibe? Something that is, obviously like tailored, though.
Hey there, fellow kids.
And David, what do they want out of this day?
What do they want out of this day? Hmm. Um, so they're here for like a signing, right? That's the go-to assumption. I mean, they're think I'm trying to figure out something that's like not too sympathetic, but also not too odious, but also like interesting. And that's tough. Um, hmm, I think the big shot has a history with the boss. Um,
Wow.
and uh, um, they're trying to do each other a favor, because the boss can help the big shot get their solo career off, and the big shot can help the boss maybe save the store. But the big shot wants to rekindle an old flame with you, rekindle an old relationship.
Oh.
I'm glad you said that at
And
the end because I was going to jump in with that.
okay, yeah.
Either that or you was
And
part of that band, right? Back in the
yeah,
day.
that might be, why not both? ¿Por qué no los dos? And you is not interested because they remember it's like to work with this person. Uh,
Wow. Okay. um, so I'm just flagging if there's a scene that we must see with the boss and the big shot, having it out. I will not play both. I will be asking one of you
oh,
to play one of those people. Um, okay, awesome. So I think we got a good handle on this. We're just hit the hour. I'm going to do one thing before we take a break. I'm going to draw a card, and that card is going to be the trouble we're in Revolution Records to start with. So I'm just going to reload, and I'm going to draw a card. It is the Seven of Diamonds. And that means that the trouble we have right now in Revolution Records, even more than usual, is money. I mean, classic Empire Records. I wonder who made the bank run last night. Was it the cute skater boy?
he might be the reason that he underestimated how valuable this vinyl was. It is the last of its kind in existence.
I mean, maybe it
If it
wasn't
had
even
sold,
on the shelves, right?
yeah, if it had sold for what it was worth, we wouldn't be in this situation.
Okay.
I mean, that suggests that your character can't pay for it in a shift. You know what I mean? Like I'm not sure we want it to be
Is that
super
too much?
pricey.
Okay, all right.
In the sense that like
Okay, if that's too big, then that's
yeah,
fine.
I think the price of the vinyl might not be it feels
Okay,
yeah,
I
something
concur.
feels off
I'm
about
just tossing out ideas.
yeah.
It was the first thing that we had established, that pertained to the story losing money. So it was the first thing that came to mind
Yeah.
when we came up with
No,
that
that makes sense.
starting trouble. But
Yeah,
it does,
yeah.
it should be more than one thing, of course.
What was the prompt again, Donna?
Oh, the prompt is money.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay,
So
fine, yeah.
the
It's just money.
yeah. So the card suit represents one of the store's four troubles. This begins an escalation of 3. This is just what we start with. So there are some ideas to the right of the Revolution records. So examples of trouble, and money is like a leaky roof, or the register totals are off, or someone donated the rainy day fund to Greenpeace, or one of these things, which are just ideas, right?
Oh, okay. So it can be something small.
Yeah, I mean, leaky roof is pretty big, but
Okay, yeah, I
we'll
guess,
see.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want it to be immediate, right? Is that the idea?
I guess it's something that you can't ignore, right?
Mm.
Um, but it's not quite. I mean, it's kind of a crisis, but it's not yet. Like, it's not going to close down the store in an hour. But maybe if the books don't balance by the close of business, then that's it.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, maybe it's cute skater boy has the float from last night, and maybe that's a good reason that that Apple has to go find him, right? So maybe that's a twofer, right?
Okay, yeah. I like that. Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a break. Okay, so we kick off the game proper with an opening montage. Of course, it's a musical montage. Um, so I think so. I need to pick a fictional background song.
Oh,
So I can describe it in kind of genre terms without getting people's backs up about an actual song. But I think it's something like in my head it's like the Breeders or something like this, something that's relatively um, unmainstream, right? Something that's a little bit off the beaten track, something maybe that uh, if this were in opening hours, you would have like 10 people complain about it and 2 people ask what it is and then buy the CD, right? So I'm wondering, um, yeah, how everyone reacts or acts with this song playing. Maybe it's like slightly before opening hours, so you have like some time to yourself. Um, so let's start with Jake. Casey, what do we see Jake do with this song playing in the background?
um, I think Jake probably like comes in and like it's happening, and he might just like shake his head and like like this is it. Like probably not too much of a morning person, and probably like get into the break room and hope there's a pot of coffee there already, and if not, then like slowly like drags himself through the like making of the coffee.
I mean, I think it's probably that really awkward bit where there's like maybe half a cup of coffee still broiling away at the bottom of the pot, right? And you have to either drink this terrible coffee, I mean, even worse than it would normally be, or make a fresh pot. Like, what does Jake do in that situation? Just suck it up or do his duty?
I think he does the duty. I think he like, yeah, he like pulls out, the pot and like looks at it, like throws it in the sink, and then like, pulls out the filter thing and throws it in the trash. And then it's probably one of those things where, uh, it's just like not a conscious choice by him, but it happens to like line up with the music, right? So then he's like doing things in time with the music as he like makes the coffee and hits brew, and then like probably looks around and like dips for a smoke or whatever. Like, I'm not gonna wait for the coffee, and I'm definitely not gonna work before the coffee. So like, no one's paying too much attention. It's maybe not quite 11 o'clock yet. So
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thomas, how about Brags? How do we see them react?
yeah. So I have two things I think Brax can be doing in this montage. One is they are going to feed the cat. It's going to be the bowl, but there's going to be no cat in sight. But the other thing I imagine Brad's doing is that, like, I don't know, it's a quiet moment. They don't know what to do with themselves. So while the song is playing, they're going to start doing push-ups on the floor. But like they're going to do one, they're going to get to the bottom and then forget what they're doing and just kind of like be lost in thought, like on the floor, like half push-up done, just sort of like daydreaming for a bit, like staring at this cat pole, wondering where the cat is. And then like, yeah, like that's like that's them. They've forgotten that they were doing push-ups halfway through, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. David, I wonder if Apple has been like told to sweep up. I want to see how he reacts to Braggs just being in the way on the floor in the middle of this push-up.
Oh, in the middle of he's doing a push-up.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I mean, for
he's
all
done
intents and
half
purposes,
of one. So
yeah.
he's come down to the floor and he's not gone back up.
Oh, he's gone down to the floor, but he's
Yeah,
oh, okay.
He's stopped there, like, and he's thinking about something important for sure.
He's trying. Apple is trying to like, hey, boss. Hmm, uh, uh, you know, so he gets he grabs a permanent marker and he draws an outline around Braggs on this like cheap linoleum, and then sweeps around him and it's like I'll just get that spot later, you know. And then he continues sweeping around to the music, and he sweeps his way to the front window, and he's like trying to peek through, like, you know, bend down and peek between the flyers that are taped up all over it. And there's an old you know, maybe we'll reveal later what he's looking at. And he takes out his wallet and he opens it up and checks to make sure there's something still inside it. Then he puts it back, and then he gets back to sweeping. And yeah.
Okay, awesome. So, yeah. So, in each act, each of you.
Oh, I want to clarify. He didn't realize that was a permanent marker. He thought it was a dry erase.
Yeah, I'm sure that won't bite you in the ass later on, right? Wow, that's a lot of coffee.
Oh, this thing?
Yeah.
Oh, it's kind of hard to see. It's disappearing into the background. There we go. It's not completely full. It's only like halfway.
Okay. So in each act, you're gonna frame a scene. What we're gonna do is you have a few options. If you look at the rules, each of these scenes will have a task associated with it. So you've got three options. One is to double down, so to really concentrate on that task. The second option is to take a moment, which means you kind of do the task and then you try to make one of your relationships cool. And then your third option is to shoot for a goal. So that means that you are not really paying attention to your task, or maybe you are, but you're mostly trying to achieve whatever goal you had. So like finding a band or finding the cute skater boy or whatever it is, right? Early on, for when you're shooting for your goal, you only have one die. But the more attention you pay, the more dice you'll get later on. So the first time you do it, it'll suck, right? But I guess you'll finally find that cat, right? So I'm gonna start off with you comes in or has already been in, comes out of the office and doesn't look happy. I think the wristband is purple today.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. Maybe is there like a chart up in the break room that has the color coding, or is this just like hearsay and conjecture?
It's you know, it's the last thing that's visible before ultraviolet.
Okay. It's paranoia colors, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be they'll come up to Jake with a lot of posters, and like they're rolled inside out, so like all you see is the white of the backs of them, which is kind of unusual, or at least seems unusual to me. Maybe it doesn't to Jake. Um, hey Jake, will you put these up front windows, maybe by the till, and if you are still friendly with any of those coffee shops, see what you can do.
Like right now?
Yeah, right now. What did you have a different time in mind?
Oh no, I just wasn't sure. I haven't got a cup of coffee yet. I was hoping that, you know,
Well, I hear they serve coffee at those coffee shops.
you're right. You're right. Yeah, got a boss. Poster duty, sure. And like takes this roll of posters. And like if I unroll them, what do they look like?
They're posters for Mr. Maestro, right?
Okay, cool. Yeah. That's what I figured, but right on. Yeah.
And it's. Do you want to describe what they look like? Like, are they like ultra stylized, or just like headshots, or how professional do they seem to you?
Oh, I feel like they're overproduced, right? Like to the point where like it's supposed to be like a picture of them on stage, but it looks like they just like bad Photoshop, right? Like some it's like but it's like really glitzy or like the letters are all splashed out. Like it looks it's supposed to like, grab your attention and be like, look at Mr. Maestro. Um yeah.
What if it's him in front of like a full like orchestra? Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But it's like he's clearly
Yes.
not there. Like, like
Yeah.
it's just like a
Yeah.
stock image of an orchestra. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's awesome.
Some marketing intern had a bad day, Yeah. So, what do you want to do with that task?
I wonder. I wonder if it's. I think I might. Hmm. I think I might try to like. I think it works to take a moment here. Try to like get cool with someone. Um, I think it could kind of work with either character really. But I think names. Sorry. I think Jake might go to Braggs and try to get him on his side because he's gonna like try to skip work later and find a band or whatever, right? Like he might even have the flyer in his pocket, like, oh, I'll open auditions from 2 to 4, and so I think he's gonna try to like be like, hey, I gotta go set up these posters, but I also like I'm gonna be gone long, that kind of thing, and like maybe just cover for me a little bit. Like you say you believe in me, right? Like, um, yeah. So is Bragg still on the floor
Yeah. I think Braggs is on the floor. They've noticed that a line has been drawn around them, and they're like, Jake, this is what happens if you don't achieve your dreams. You just wake up one day and you're dead. People will kill you. people will just kill you if you don't, you know. So man, I hope it's today. Hope it's today, Jake.
Me too. And I think I think Jake has just like laid down on the floor next to Braggs to like get on the level, right? And I just see them both like laying with their faces on the ground looking at each other.
Yeah.
And Jake's like, well, I hope so too. Like, I mean, I tell you what's killing me this morning is you's killing me. It's got me they got me hanging out, like handing out these flyers, but like there's this band that's got auditions for a guitar player later, and I was hoping that I could, if I skip out later, could you maybe cover for me or get the new guy to hand out these flyers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's get the new guy to do it. Let's get that's a great idea. You know, you're problem solving, and you're grasping your opportunities, and yeah. And do you have a guitar?
Yeah, he's got it right. Like, or maybe there's one in the break room that isn't like, that's just like there, right? And he's gonna plan on taking that one, right? Like,
right. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta go for it. And but what kind of band is it?
oh, it's like I think I think Jake is gonna have to kind of compromise his soul a little bit, right? So I think it's probably like, it's like, well, it's like this sort of like post-hardcore new metal thing, and like it's not really my jam, but like I'm technically proficient enough to play that music. Like there's some enjoyment in just like playing the right arrangement of notes at the right time, you know? Like I just need some experience though. Like I think it's this one thing, you know, like there you go. There's always time for side projects and solo work later. But I think if I just get into a band, like just any experience is good, right? Like better than here. I mean, I can't be stuck working.
Sorry, Casey. Sorry, you cut out for me for just a second.
Okay, sorry. I was just I had made a bad joke about being stuck here forever if I didn't make it out.
Oof.
Yeah, sorry,
Not
Bragg.
cool. Not cool. Not cool.
I mean, Braggs understands that, right?
Yeah. No, I got it. It's like, yeah. You don't want to, you know. Yeah, I mean,
like it's not a literal death sometimes. Sometimes it's just like the grinding, inexorable capitalist 6 years in a record store that kills you, right?
Yeah, but you can't just work at any band, Jake. I mean, do you want to end up like a Mr. Maestro? Is that what we've got for Jake's future? Like Mr. Jake? Like, is that it?
No. Maybe you're right. But how do I find someone that wants to play the same music?
I think.
Oh, should I start the band? I think that's never occurred to Jake before.
I think Braggs is going to get up and sort of sit Jake up, and then he's going to take this opportunity to like, if it's okay. I'm like, Braggs is going to kind of try to slap Jake awake right now. It's going to be like, it's going to be like, it's kind of taking out some of that annoyance from the joke earlier. It's going to slap him and be like, you're just thinking about this now?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's easier to like, if someone's looking for something, it's easier than finding a bunch of other people, right? Like, I don't know. I guess it's a kind of I make a reference to a movie that hasn't been out yet. Is it like Field of Dreams? You know, like if you build it, they will come. Like if you play, they'll they'll accompany you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could, yeah. So maybe instead of going to this audition, I'll post my own flyers, and people will come audition for me.
Or you go to this audition, but you only join if they'll make you the leader of the band.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I could do that, and then yeah,
Just dream big. Just dream big, Jake.
and I think like Jake is like immediately lost in thought, right? Dreaming big, like yeah, visions of Jerry ripping a huge solo in front of all the Soldiers Field or whatever, right? Like 80,000 people, and like even though he wasn't like a great band leader, right? He was the front man in some ways, right? So I think, yeah, he's just sort of like, yeah,
And maybe
brags.
we both lie down again. Like we're just
Yeah. Yes.
we're back to doing nothing. Like
I mean, let's not assume you completely fail at the task without the dice deciding, right?
Fair enough. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we could check now if you want.
Yeah, let's check now and see what happens. So, there's one trouble at 3, so I'm gonna roll one die, and you're gonna roll one die because you're not giving it everything you've got, and you want higher than me.
Okay.
So, roll a 6. Uh, that looks like a fate die.
There we go.
Okay,
wow.
not higher.
Well,
So,
Resounding.
yeah, resounding. Nope. So we're gonna draw a new trouble to fulfill the store. Let
cool.
me
Wow.
draw a card. Also, diamonds.
Oh, what?
Also diamonds. So diamonds ticks up to 4.
Amazing. Amazing.
What do you think? What do you think this looks like? Oh, and sorry, before I forget, it happens at the end, but you can mark it now. You're cool with brags.
Donna, it says in a 3-player game that the store collapses if a trouble hits 5.
Yes.
Is this a 3-player game?
This is a 3-player game. Yeah.
Oh, good. Good to know. Good to know.
I know. So you're on the verge of disaster already.
Yeah. So is this because Jake didn't put up the posters? Nobody's going to show up for this dumb event.
Seems likely.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that like, just too distracted or whatever, just doesn't get the flyers up for sure.
Yeah. So it's also like when people walk past the record store, they don't even see posters on the window, right? So
right.
They don't even.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's just a dumpster near the record store with all the posters.
All the posters in. Oh wow, yeah. Sad. Do you want to?
So,
yeah, go ahead.
oh, Donna, I just have a quick question. Does that like make both of us cool or whatever? You know what I mean? Like I mark it cool with Brags, but does Brag also mark it cool with me because of that, or does it or do you have to initiate the scene? Sorry.
Yeah, so it's one way. So that means that yeah, so it's like it's not that the relationship isn't cool yet, but it's not cool for both of you equally well mechanically right now.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yep. That's cool.
And so what is the mechanic again, like that Casey can now do it for me that
so
I can't do
so let me grab it just so I have it right. Blah, blah, blah. use it.
So if we fail and we have a cool relationship, that person can roll a die, and then we can use that one instead.
Yeah. So if you can ask someone you're cool with to help you, and if they're going to help you, then they allow you to re-roll one of your dice.
Yeah. So Casey can ask me basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just wanted to definitively read that in the rules. I'll remind myself what's in the rules. Oh yeah. So help from your blah blah blah. If you have one cool relationship, you can ask that friend if they're willing to. So yeah, at the moment, Casey can ask you, Thomas, for help.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's what I thought, and that's what I was hoping for. So cool.
Yeah. You get some mechanical benefit out of your choices. Who knew? So do you want to describe maybe, obviously the posters and the skip is kind of perfect, but do you want to describe how maybe Jake completely flakes out of this rather simple task the boss has given you?
Yeah. I think it might be just as simple as like practicing, right? Like going like or maybe maybe like drawn back to the break, like, okay, right before I go do these things, I'll go get that cup of coffee and take it with me to hand out these flyers. But then like walking into the break room and seeing the guitar and being like, yep, it's sitting down with a cup of coffee and like starting to like play some music.
And he starts maybe he starts scribbling down lyrics on the back of the flyers.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
That's
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, awesome. So let's keep going around the table. Thomas, do you have a scene for Braggs you have in mind?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind just looking for the cat if there's nothing.
Yeah, that seems seems important, right?
Yes, I mean.
So I'm gonna start with by giving you a job. But do you have any ideas or
for what that job is?
Yeah.
Are we doing that thing where we're trying to get Skater Boy to come back with the float or something like that?
Yeah, that could definitely be something that you get entrusted with, right?
Yeah.
As the most experienced member of staff.
Yeah, maybe I asked. Let's give them a name. We should.
Wait.
Did David say something? Oh, that is so funny. Oh my God. Let's Charlie. How about Charlie? Yeah. You can come.
Just warn me before you're about to say it.
Yeah. So the cute skater boy, right? You gotta find them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think finds you still in the crime scene outline.
Absolutely. Like I'm just yeah.
Bribes. Are you doing okay?
Yeah. What can I do for you, boss? Just not getting up, just from there, like
listen, we need to track down this float that the recently fired employee who shall remain nameless didn't lodge last night.
Yeah, I mean, how much could it have been, boss? It's like $10.
I mean, it was not an inconsiderable taking. You know,
Okay.
the hole in the bank account is crying out for attention. So,
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure he just forgot because skaters, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, what do you mean by that?
Um, you need to go over to his place and to
No,
get
no,
that money and to lodge it in our bank account.
no. What do you mean by skaters? Question mark. Like I didn't like what was that
Not the
part?
most reliable of people, right?
But like why?
I don't know why.
Oh,
If I knew why, I'd write a book and
okay.
be like on Oprah or whatever.
Oh, okay. So this is like a philosophical mystery.
Indeed, it is. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe they'll know. Maybe I can ask them when I find them. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Um. So that would be great to get sorted
Yeah. So sure.
before
So
Mr. Maestro arrives.
any idea where they are?
I, you know where they live, right?
Yeah.
I thought you two were friends. No.
Yeah. I absolutely, like the answer is no, but like Bragg is saying like, yeah. Absolutely, Bragg has no idea. Bragg has no idea. It's like yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
The bank is opened, but you know, bankers' hours, they'll be closed at 12 for lunch, for a 2 hour lunch. So we should get that
Yeah.
done beforehand.
Yeah. So I should go to their house right now.
Yeah. Great stuff. Yeah. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah. See you. Yeah. just still sitting there. Okay. I am going to so my choice, I'd actually do this task or go find the cat. And I'm torn. I'm torn between these two options. Um, um I think what I'd like to do, Donna, is like to say 5 minutes later, like, or maybe 15 minutes later, like long enough for you to be like, why are you still here? Like, I
Yeah.
think Braggs is gonna put his head back in the office, goes like, if we don't get the money, what'll happen? Like, just asking, like, what is there? Just hypothetically.
Oh, are you back? Was there a problem at the bank?
No, I'm just about to head over there.
Oh, okay. So what would I mean? Do you like working in Revolution Records?
Yeah.
Because if we don't get that money into our bank account, this is your last day.
Oh, okay. So it's important. Okay.
And not in the you're fired way, just that tomorrow Revolution Records won't exist. So
Okay.
And I think that wristband is slowly being twisted out of shape, right? It's like near breaking point, as you very pleasantly describes the end of their business.
Right. Yeah. Got it loud and clear. Get the money back, save the store, find the cat.
Huh?
Find the cat.
Find the cat.
Yeah, the cat's missing. I don't know if you noticed.
Okay, I mean, but just put out a football and they'll come back whenever they feel like it. It's cats, right?
Yeah. If they're not dead.
Sure. Well, that's dark.
Yeah, I'm just saying it could be important that I go and find the cat.
But if they're dead, they're not going anywhere. So
God, why would you say that? Why
you
would
said maybe they're dead.
No. Why? No. That's cruel, boss. That's uncalled for, and I don't. It's not all about you, and it's not all about the money. Okay, anyway. I'm just
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
You don't deserve this cat, boss. I'm gonna say the cat's name is something like like Nightcrawler or something, like just something terrible. Like, it's just a badass like name. Like,
I mean, Nightcrawler is invisible, right?
I'm sorry, what are we talking about now, boss?
Nightcrawler, their superpower is like invisibility.
No, it's teleportation.
Well, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
Anyway, so you want me to look for the cat?
I always thought it was invisibility. I just thought they went invisible and then walked or whatever.
They're also German. I don't know if you know this.
I knew that.
Okay.
Okay, well, TIL.
Yeah. So just to confirm, I'm looking for the cat, right?
No.
Okay.
You're going
Okay, I got it. Yeah,
to get
yeah,
the money and lodge
the
it
other
in
one.
account.
The other,
okay.
right? Yeah,
the
I'm
other
going.
one.
I'm going right now. I'm going.
Please
right
tell
now.
me you understand.
I get it. I go straight to Jake and I'm like, do you have any idea where this guy lives? I have no freaking clue where this guy lives. But anyway, I'm happy to roll the dice and find out whether Jake knows. Like, based on this answer.
I mean, so this is your first time shooting for your goal. So when you roll one die,
no, I'm not looking for the cat. I'm trying to do the task.
Okay.
I'm doing the thing. Like
Okay.
I had a serious conversation with my boss, and now it's pretty clear. Like,
well, I'm amazed that serious talk had an impact on your future actions. That's what I'm amazed at.
that is true. Even I'm quite surprised, but I feel.
So are you doubling down, or are you also trying to make your relationship with Jake cool?
No, I'm trying to do the task. Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they said I wouldn't have a job, so I'm just like, this is my one thing. Like yeah. So I roll 2 dice because of that amazing decision.
Yeah, you are going to double down, so you're rolling 2 dice, and the number that you are trying to beat is.
I beat it, Donna. Don't worry. I got a 6.
2. Yeah, you beat it.
Yeah, I beat it.
Wow. So
amazing. So lucky for me, Jake knows where this guy lives.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It gives you directions to like really bad directions to like some sort of like seedy part of town or whatever, right? Like yeah. Like he stays on a couch on Thursdays down in whatever. Like.
He stays on a couch on Thursdays is very funny. Yeah. Okay. So I think. So does the 6 mean that how far ahead do we go with this? Do I say I found him? Do I say I got the money? Do I put the money in the bank?
I think you can narrate it however you want. I think it's a clear-cut success, right?
Yeah. Cool. Let's say I have the money and I've not put it in the bank yet, but I have the money with me.
Okay.
And we'll see whether that gets better or that just I can only go up from here. So yeah.
So do we get like an idea of where Skater Boy lives, or what their state of mind is, or what do you think?
Yeah. I like this idea that they're crashing on somebody's couch. So I'm going to this place. I'm meeting up with them. They are I think they're still asleep, so I have to like wake them up, and they, are wondering whether they have to come in now, like whether I'm there to like, bring them back to work. It turns out it's just the money. Turns out they have the money with them. It's in their pocket right now. Like they put it in their pockets for safekeeping. And it's like it's just there. So so they give me an envelope with the money in it, and I'm like, great. And I say I say there's a new guy.
Yeah. He seemed kind of enthusiastic.
I thought you knew him.
I do, yeah. He seemed really enthusiastic.
About what?
I mean, what's the only thing in the world that matters to people with taste and discerning taste in music? Leslie Chan, obviously.
I mean,
We can't all be David Bowie connoisseurs, can we?
don't come back. That's all I'm saying. Don't come back. The store is great without you. Just don't, goodbye. And like, just walking out of there, just like, hands in there, just being like,
Yeah, so the door shuts in his face, and it's like,
Oh.
probably still standing behind there 5 minutes later, wondering what the hell.
Yeah, just walking back, shaking my head, going like, some people, I just, like, yeah, there's no saving them, I say, as I like walk away, and I go back to the store with the money. That's the idea.
Okay, great stuff. So, Apple, I think after
I just realized as I make it back to the store, I'm like, I didn't ask them why skaters are untrustworthy. And I just like, damn it.
the most important task you had.
I like fucking forgot the important thing. But anyway, it's fine. It's like, go back to what you were doing.
Yeah, so I think now that Braggs has gotten out of his spot, you has noticed this whole, I don't know what color marker you used.
Black.
Black.
With a really fat, thick felt tip.
Yeah. And maybe they find you there because you've gone back to sweep up that spot you missed earlier, and it's like, Apple.
Yeah.
What's going on with this shape on my floor?
This is so I would know where to come back and sweep later.
Oh, so you mark this?
No, I marked this.
You. Okay. So, so you can clear this up then. It'll be no trouble, seeing as you.
Yeah, it's dry erase, and he starts just like, he grabs, there's a rag under the counter. He starts wiping it, and it's dry erase. It comes right off.
Any minute now.
Or maybe just needs a little. He spits.
Yeah. Spit my floor. That's the way to get me on side.
So do you have any like industrial strength chemicals somewhere?
I mean, try the cleaning closet. You might be surprised.
Okay, I'll go do that. And he runs off. Then he comes back. Where's the cleaning closet?
You come back and you is gone.
Oh. Looking around, is somebody else here?
I mean, there's a cat, right?
There's a cat?
There's a cat. But the cat looks up at you and snarls, and then is gone the next time you blink and open your eyes.
Oh, that was weird. Where did it go? Did it turn invisible?
I mean, I think it teleported. I think we've established what Nightcrawler's superpowers are.
Do I smell brimstone? Okay. All right.
Brimstone is the other cat, or like the dog?
Nightcrawler, when he teleports, there's a smell of brimstone. Okay, sorry. So I should find somebody who can help me find the cleaning supplies. And so what is it, real quick, as a rules question, what did, if the money hits 5, we collapse.
So if the money is at 5 at the end of the game,
At the end of the game.
yeah, yeah. So it's
So we can reduce it?
yeah. So if something is at 5 in the end game, there's like a special epilogue scene that you can get to make it lower, right?
Okay.
Um,
Should I, so there's,
here's the
okay.
thing to be aware of, right? Um, like when you get a job, and you're always getting a job, if you
Right.
fail in that job, a trouble ticks up by 1.
Right.
And if another type of trouble hits 3, then I'm rolling 2 dice every time I roll dice instead of 1 at the moment.
Okay. So we are verged on the precipice of disaster. So I feel like my goal should be to lower that.
Yeah,
by
for sure.
doubling down, by diving right into the task, right?
That's entirely up to you. That's
that's my motive
call.
here. Like as a player, and Apple as a character wants to, prevent this place from getting shut down.
Do they want that more than finding out the identity?
I'm trying to be a good player here by focusing on the group goal and trying to stave off disaster.
So maybe I'll give you a little bit of context for the end game, right?
Okay.
If you have achieved your goal, or if both of your relationships are totally cool, then you can save the day at the end with like reducing a store trouble by 1, right?
Okay.
So to be honest, it's really just like how flavorsome, what kind of flavor do you want this madcap roller coaster ride that is life to be for you as a player? I don't think there's one. I think if you double down on a task, obviously you're being very, overachiever-y, but
okay,
it's totally
all right,
cool.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Let me go find. I'm gonna go looking for that supply closet, and maybe bump into Jake, and maybe I can take a moment potentially.
Yeah, cool. So is Jake still in the break room working out these chord progressions for the new song, or do we find them somewhere else?
What do you think, David? Is that, I mean, it seems like the break room might be an easy way to whatever, go looking for some help, right? So that could work, or that works for me.
Maybe Apple finds the supply closet and Jake is in there because that's the only quiet place to think.
Okay.
And he's in there practicing chords, and that's how Apple finds it.
With the fumes, how strong are the fumes is what I want to know.
Just enough for that inspiration.
Yeah.
The supply closet is also the bathroom. Because there's a commode and a sink and a very, very filthy mirror on one side of this very small room, and the other side there's just one of those like steel shelving structures with like bottles of bleach and Clorox and paper towel rolls and Windex bottles and rags and so on.
The the byline in the Rolling Stones article that Jake is imagining now is like 99% perspiration, 1% bleach.
Yeah.
So he's sort of like, he's not going to just barge into the bathroom. Apple just sort of knocks politely on the door.
And I think you just hear like, occupied.
Oh, okay. And then he leaves.
Oh no, I was hoping you were going to be insistent.
Do you know how long you'll need in there? I need to clean a mess.
And I think like Jake opens the door and looks at Apple and is like,
"Oh, hey Jake. Hi. Hey. Hi. Hey. Hello. Hi. Good to see you. We haven't really had a chance to talk. How you doing? How are you? Hey, I need help. Somebody used a permanent marker and scribbled all over the floor behind the counter, and you told me to clean it up. So I need to attack it while it's not totally and indelibly adhered to the linoleum.
That's not the boy. Certainly been quick to make a mess of things here.
Yeah. Uh, I'm sorry about that. But I'm going to try to set things right. I feel really bad about what happened. Um, uh,
Well,
and
what did happen?
I came into the store yesterday, and I spoke to your coworker, and we were talking about Leslie Chung, and um, I'd never met anybody who knew who Leslie Chung is in the States, and but he knew, and we were talking all about him, and how cool it is to have like that there's an Asian pop star who's like publicly gay, and he's also an actor and in movies and writes his own songs and does all this cool like gender experimentation and is totally cute and your coworker gave me this album I've been looking for and I couldn't find and I guess you fired him. Hey, you fired him. And I told the boss that I told him that I promised, hey, if I work a shift, for free, to make that up, can maybe you can hire him back and set things right. And so I really need to do a good job for him. And also, can I show you something? In the front, real quick. I know you're super busy in here, not using the bathroom, but uh, I got to show you the mess, but also up front real quick. And also, I don't think there's anybody in the front of the store right now except a cat, and that's probably a bad idea. And I'm not even sure about the cat. Like, it was there 1 second, and then I blinked and it was gone, and I don't know if it teleported or turned invisible or what. But that's getting off topic. Can I say something
Yeah,
in front
it
of the
does
store
that.
before, can I?
Uh, yeah, and like I think like maybe there's like a bell that rings or whatever, and so Jake is like, oh yeah, but like the store needs attention more so than like, oh, I need to like go see what Apple wants. And so like as Jake like walks out of the room, he'll like kind of point behind him and be like, don't forget the bleach, and
Oh
like
yeah,
walk
grabs a
out to the front of the
bleach
store.
and
Yeah.
starts running behind Jake. And I guess we move to the front of the store where Jake, rings up a customer while Apple gets on his hands and knees on the floor behind the counter, uh, furiously rubbing at the permanent ink. Um, do we have some flavor for who the customer is and what they're looking for? Because there's because I imagine a scene now where like two conversations are going on at once, between Jake and Apple and Jake and the customer. So
Sure. Yeah. Um,
or maybe it's not a customer, maybe it's Mr. Maestro's manager, or here to scope things out,
sure.
and walking
Sure.
in and seeing a completely empty store, no customers, no employees,
No
a
posters.
cat, and then not even a cat.
Yeah. Yeah, so if Jake just like sees this person, I don't think Jake would know who it is, right? So I think Jake would just be like, uh, can I help you? To the manager person, right? And maybe since maybe since Apple is on the floor scrubbing the floor, like that's like the conversation starter for both conversations, since like you can't see exactly that I'm talking to a stranger and not to you.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I think the manager, I think like maybe they want to look at like the desk or the supply of Mr. Maestro's CDs in the normal stock and just making sure that The pump is primed, so to speak. So they
Hmm.
say, I'm just looking for your setup here. It looks kind of empty. You haven't opened yet?
No, no, no. We're open. We're open. Business as usual.
This is business as
I'm
usual?
here. Comes a voice from behind the counter. Technically, I'm not an employee. I'm a customer. So,
Yeah, we've had a few of those today.
I think the manager maybe looks under or whatever. Uh, how unusual. So yeah, sorry, is your name Jake? Because you told me to find you and to make sure that we were set up. Mr. Meister is arriving
Uh,
in 45 minutes, and we're expecting a crowd.
oh, yeah, Mr. Maestro. That's right. Yeah, that's today. Well, I haven't talked to you about that yet. I did some stuff earlier, and we got a few boxes of his albums over there. I haven't really heard what the plan is. Do you got a plan, Apple?
do I have a plan? He pops up for the signing.
I thought this boy was the customer. Why does he need to have a plan?
See, you want to slide those racks over there and put the rack with Mr. Meister's music. You sort of front and center, first thing you see when you come into the door. Table in front of it a little low, so that people can see over him. But also on like a dais, so he's a bit elevated, so he can command a little bit of a altitude and perspective. You want to like put some tape down to like designate where the line's going to be, and maybe put some poles up front for when the line goes out the door and round down the sidewalk. You want to put his music on rotation like constantly. There was a water cooler in the break room. Maybe you want to bring that out front so that people don't go off if they get thirsty looking for something. And he actually, as he actually drops the rag and starts moving stuff around as he's speaking, and starts setting up the store for Mr. Meister's signing. And put some water bottles down underneath the table for him in case he gets thirsty, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And this folding table is filthy. I think I saw, blah blah blah, some tablecloth you can drape over it. Or idea, and he looks to the manager. Did you bring any like swag or anything you want to set out in front?
Definitely, definitely. Let me return with the swag, the merchandise. Sorry. So do we want to reposition Apple's task as prepare the store, like fix Jake's lousy job almost?
Um, yeah, maybe, maybe this is how he gets cool with Jake.
Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah.
Maybe the manager exits the store to come back with some merch, and Apple is talking a mile a minute while running around doing this stuff, and while he's setting things up, he's like talking to Jake, and he's saying, okay, so real quick, come here at the window. You see the old historic movie theater across the street there? Okay, so then he gets back to it, and while he's like setting up, so tonight there's going to be a midnight premiere of The Last Bullet at that theater across the street, and Leslie Chung is in it, and Chow Yun-fat is in it, and Michelle Yeoh is in it, and John Woo directed it, and Leslie Chung did the soundtrack, and this is the movie that is going to save the Hong Kong film industry. And he comes up to Jake and he opens up the wallet and he pulls out, I got 2 tickets. I got one for me and I got one for your coworker, and I came here to ask him to go with me to the premiere at midnight, and I found out he was fired, and I got to get him his job back, or else he won't want to go with me, and anyway, and he gets back to work, and then he starts talking about like Hong Kong cinema and Canto Pop and various other obsessions. And then he comes back, hey, listen, I feel really bad about it, and you probably hate my guts because I got him fired. But like, if you don't want to do it for me, can you do it? Can you do it for your friend?
Yeah, I think I think Jake might just kind of like look at you in that sort of like sizing up way, and then just like take the ticket and like put it in his pocket.
That's okay. You know what? You can go with him. That's all right. When I find him, I'll give him my ticket, and the two of you can go, and you'll have a great time.
Like,
And I'll
no,
close
no,
the
no, no,
store.
no,
I'll
no, no, no,
close
no.
the
It's
store
okay.
for both of you. That's it. And he gets back to work.
Okay. Jake's just like, all right, man, if you're gonna be like that, that's fine. Whatever. I'll make sure he gets this thing, whether you know it or not.
Okay, so let's roll these dice to see how Apple does. Let me see
So
what.
what was that? Was that them becoming cool? I
I
can't.
think so. I think so, right?
That was them
Yeah.
becoming cool, I think.
Nice, nice. Yeah. Okay.
So I that just happens, right? Regardless of how.
Yeah, you just
Okay.
toggle
Okay.
that box and then roll your die for the job.
And how many dice do I roll?
You're just rolling one because you're
One
doing other
D6.
things.
And I'm rolling or using a die roller. I'm not sure.
We have a die roller.
Okay.
You can use a physical d6 if you want. It's no
Okay.
trouble.
I get to use them so rarely. So I see. Here we go. But I'll roll it. That's a 5.
Okay, so you succeed. Yeah. Why don't you narrate how well that goes?
Yeah, there's some sort of like music playing, and it's one of those montages where it's from a fixed perspective, high at the ceiling with a view of the whole like storefront, where it's sort of like there are these like very blurred transitions of Apple like in different positions, like unfolding a table and moving some racks around and undraping a tablecloth and putting down some tape for the line, and then the final one is him standing in the middle of the floor looking around, making sure everything's in the right place, and saying, okay. Oh, there's also a moment where he's like off camera and the cat is there, and then the cat is gone and he's back. And then once he wraps up, he drops back down behind the counter and gets back to work, cleaning the floor.
Awesome. Okay. So yeah, I think that wraps Act 1. Let's take another break. Okay, so Act 2, excitement. I think the desk, the dais, the display of CDs is all set up exactly as Apple has instructed Jake. Obviously, this is Apple's feature as an events organizer, right? And I think Mr. Maestro is arriving. Maybe something strange like. Yeah, I think arrived at the front, but then saw that there was no crowd paying to get in. So then drove around the back because that seems like a much more auspicious way to enter if you're not entering to a crowd.
Yeah.
And I think like he walks in and the manager is happy, but then there's like a stare between him and you. And yeah, go for it, David. Any
I was just going
interjections?
to. Yeah, I know you are averse to having two non-player characters converse with each other.
Yeah.
So
Well, I was
I
going to
think,
avoid that by just not having a conversation.
yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I think the interesting play here, and of course it's totally up to you, is to have Mr. Maestro try to recruit or charm or persuade or bribe or even threaten one of the player characters into sort of trying to intercede on his behalf with you, because then it keeps the focus on the player characters while still bringing that relationship into play.
Yeah, I mean, I think impressing Mr. Maestro is whether it's by phoning or bootlicking or just being a friendly employee. Who knows what the flavor is? Is that Apple volunteering as tribute, or is that just
no? Apple hates this guy.
Okay, he's the sellout, and is not Leslie Chung, right?
Yeah, or David Bowie,
or David Bowie, yeah,
okay. Or Deadhead. Oh, I know that's the kind of music you listen to. It's not a band.
Not a band. I mean, it could be a band. Who knows?
It could be a band.
No, I mean, I forget who's the lead singer of the Grateful Dead, but
oh yeah, it's not the Grateful Dead. Okay, I don't know. Yeah. I forgot Deadhead.
I actually really listened to the Dead a whole shitload, so it's a little bit of like insert. So I won't bore you with the technicalities of who's the lead singer, but no.
Casey, you gave your character the same clothes, the same taste in music. We're picking up on this. Don't worry. Like,
yeah. It's easy. It's easy. Hey man, it was real early when I woke up this morning.
Okay, so yeah, I think running, let's say impressing Mr. Maestro, running interference between him and you is a good place to start. Bribes, do you think you would totally hate that job because you're the least likely person? So Thomas, you would really like that job, right?
No, I would love that job because I'm not going to do it. Right? Yeah, like I've already decided out of character I'm not going to do it. So I'm happy to be like, yeah. So I'm happy for a scene with Koji, Mr. Maestro.
Yeah. So like you just disappears. I think we're still at DEF CON Purple.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
maybe the wristband will change for Act 3. Who knows?
Yeah.
And yeah, Mr. Maestro kind of looks at you and gives you like a come over here head nod to get you to co-conspire with him.
Yeah, I think I do that whole thing where I'm sure like he's not talking to me, so I'm looking everywhere, and then I make eye contact with him, and then he's doing it again. So I'm like, I'm coming over, and I'm like,
yeah, hey, thanks for the setup. It looks great. I'm wondering maybe you could get me some time with you later on, before the show, before the signing.
With me?
With your boss.
Yeah, I was looking for them. I had to give them something, and I can't find them. So
well, that's a perfect excuse. Why don't you give it to me? And I'm sure you will appreciate it all the more coming from me.
I don't think I should do that.
Come on, you got to do that. I mean, listen, we go way back. We used to be in a band together.
We've just met.
Sorry, you know who I am? I'm Mr. Maestro. I'm the band that's going to keep this place open.
Right. It's just that I have this envelope. It might contain upwards of $10, so I feel like I should.
Oh,
I should not give it to you.
Yeah,
I mean,
all
I know is that it's more than that. It could be any. It could be $1 billion. Like it could be any. Like there's a high range of possibilities.
Okay, well, your secret is safe with me. But if you can get me into Yu's office.
Yeah. You know what? I will go and look for them right now.
Okay.
And then I will come back and I will give you the envelope and then walk with you to them so that I can just make sure. everything happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be here. I'll be here.
Yeah. You'll be here for the signing, right? Obviously. Yeah.
You will also be here for the signing. Yeah.
What?
I mean, I hope you'll be here for the signing.
Right. Goodbye. And just leave. I'm gonna look for this cat. I don't give a fuck about finding my boss. I don't care about this guy.
Yeah.
I have some money in my pocket, which I've forgotten that I'm supposed to deposit at the bank, and now think I'm supposed to give to my boss. So now I'm just wandering around looking for this cat. And uh I think I am I think Mr. Maestro sees me like for the next 5 minutes, like look under chairs, like open a closet door, and it's just like baffled at like what the fuck, why I'm looking for for you like in these like weird
Yeah.
small spaces and places. So
Yeah.
so it's just
So
5 minutes
you're
and we're doing
shooting
that.
for your goal, right?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
at the moment, you've got one die when you're shooting for your goal because you haven't
Yeah.
checked any boxes on progress yet.
Yeah.
So that means like you don't, if you want to shoot for your goal, you're just ignoring the task really, which seems appropriate, right?
Yeah.
So I'm still only rolling one die for the man. So let's see if I can roll higher than 2 this time. I can. It's a 5. Okay.
And I obviously failed. So
You failed, yeah. So you get to check a box, right, on your goal.
So I could check I'm determined.
Yeah, or you have a plan. Who knows? It
No,
doesn't
I'm
really
just
matter.
determined.
Okay.
I don't have a plan.
And obviously, due to the failure of your task, we're going to draw a new card. It's hearts. So it's all turning up Millhouse. This is a morale problem.
Yeah.
Um, maybe Mr. Maestro is complaining to people
Yeah.
about where the manager is and why is this guy looking under every single
looking under the sink, like
Yeah.
in the cabinet, like just
So yeah, why don't you narrate what this look? I mean, like maybe how we see Brags get determined, and maybe how we see morale slowly begin to flag.
Yeah, I think Mr. Maestro goes and has a word with his manager, and then his manager is going to get up, like going to stand up on the signing table and kind of clap his hands and try to get all of our attention, and then give us a real good dressing down. You know what I mean? It's going to be like, guys, this is serious business. You have a star here, and you're not treating him with appropriate respect. And I think like as he tries to give us some tough love, I am just getting more and more I'm convinced that I don't give a shit about all this, and I'm gonna find Nightcrawler, and maybe once I find this cat, that's the beginning of the rest of my life. Like I think it might be. I think I need to find step 1, find the cat. Step 2, teleport to where I need to be. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Yeah. This is clarified in my mind what I'm doing here. Yeah.
Perfect. I think, after that speech, everyone was like, who is this asshole? And also like, but also it's like, gather around all 4 of you or whatever it is, the full staff of the place. And like, there's a handful of customers who are like going, public announcements. That's not the place's usual vibe. But it seems obvious, I think, that this place is basically empty. And I think you kind of comes down and, flashes through the eyesight of Mr. Maestro and grabs Jake. Hey, Jake, I don't see anyone here. You put up those posters, right? go and find us a crowd.
Excellent.
All of your music fans, if they want there to be a decent record available in this town ever again, they have to come here and buy this guy's CD, even though they will burn in hell for the privilege if they listen to it.
I think Jake sees this as an opportunity to leave the store and is like, "You got it, boss. Like, I'm on it. Don't you worry."
Do we like when Jake walks out? Do we see like that guitar on his back, from the break room?
Yeah, for sure. Well, maybe. I guess I'm struggling to think of whether I should shoot for my goal, or I could go. I could go bring this ticket to the hot skater boy, and also kind of try to accomplish this by being like, "Come on, man, rally the troops! Like, put the word out! Like, I need people down at the store! Like, just show up, buy an album. Doesn't have to be this dickhead's album, Like." I'm wondering which one of those two things is better, and I think I might go for the second option. I think I might go track. I might go. It's like the second time our skater boy gets woken up off the couch in the movie, right? Like yeah. Yeah. I guess it's not directly including Apple in the scene to make it cool, like if that works, right? Like if I
Yeah, but if you're bringing the skater boy in, or you're whatever that
sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So yeah, you show up to am I allowed to say his name yet, David, or do you want to? Okay. You show up Charlie's apartment. And yeah, like he opens the door and he's like eating a bowl of cereal. It's like, I don't know, 2 p.m. or something. Hey man, what's going on?
Well, that like we got that thing down at the store today. That Mr. Fantastic or whoever the town, and
Mr. Robots?
You've been on me about. Yeah, whatever. I don't. What?
Yeah, what a bummer.
But yeah, I know. You should. That's it, though, man. Here, check this out, though. So, like, you've been bugging me all day. You wanted me to hang these flyers, and then now he's talking about how I gotta like get some people down to the store. So I figured, like, I could come down here. Well, I got something else for you, but hold on a minute. Like, you should get the crew together and come on down to the store, like, just to check this guy out, man.
And wreck this Mr. Robot guy.
Well,
like chant insults from the galleries.
Shit. Yeah. Well, I mean, as long as you still gotta like promote the store, right? Like, but yeah, this guy's a clown, man. Like, maybe you could like take a like, and either way around it though, man. Like, that kid that came in yesterday, that guy, like, that you, well, you gave that album to.
Yeah.
He's down there. Yeah, he's down there working. You got him covering for you today. But
oh yeah, Major said he was in and really enthusiastic or something. I remember enthusiasm.
Yeah, to say the least, very enthusiastic.
Hey man, do you want some Rice Krispies? I got a bowl. I'm not gonna finish this. Do you want some Rice Krispies? Okay.
Definitely. It like just like drinks the whole bowl, right?
Yeah.
And no, he's super enthusiastic, man, for sure. And like, but maybe he's enthusiastic about the right things. I think, I don't know, man. But like, he wanted me to give this to you, and like pulls out this ticket.
Oh. What?
Yeah, he said there's like some show at the
Across the
uh
road?
yeah, at the movie theater tonight. There's some like midnight showing, so like we'll be all wrapped up at the record store. And I don't know. He made it sound like it was something. He said it was sold out, and like that maybe you'd want to check it out. So
Yeah, yeah. I was trying to get them to show A Better Tomorrow, but because that's like well, is that my favorite movie ever? Possibly. At least the favorite movie I've seen ever. Maybe I'll have a better favorite movie at some point in time. I should watch new movies. My favorite movie is out there somewhere, for sure.
yeah, man, you just gotta find it, right?
But then A Better Tomorrow will no longer be my favorite movie. I'm not sure I'm ready for that. Whoa. So, why don't you roll a die and let's see
Yeah.
how you get on with this task.
If somehow you succeed and people show up at the store,
It'll
how
be a miracle.
legendary would that be? Like, how amazing would that be?
Well, let's see.
So,
Oh, that is not gonna cut it.
No, this makes sense. This makes sense.
it makes sense. Now, if somehow Braggs can help you, you could re-roll that die.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I could help. Yeah.
How do you think Braggs is in a position to help?
Maybe I'm looking for this cat, and I start going to like next door buildings, and then I walk into like someone's just throwing a party or something like that. I don't know. It's too early for that. So maybe it's just like some kind of like
is it like
or do you go to
a school tour or some random collection of people?
Exactly. It's like a group of people are there already. And I'm like, I could potentially try to get them to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So do I re-roll the die, or would like Thomas roll the d6?
I think Thomas can roll the d6 and take all the credit for the result when it comes along.
That sounds good to me. I rolled 2 1s, I think, this session. So
don't worry, I rolled another one.
Oh my god!
Wow. This kind of like historical neighborhood tour group doesn't seem interested in coming to this record store for some reason. Like they just, they've got stuff to do. Yeah, me fishing a flyer out of a dumpster and like giving it to them for some reason does not work.
Braggs thinks he sees the cat and starts chasing after it instead of staying on task.
Yeah, just happens to be like a different black cat, right, or something like.
Yeah.
I mean,
awesome. So I've drawn a card, and it's a spade. So draw all the other suits that we don't really care about yet. Plan is working for sure.
Fantastic.
And so this is a spade for the boss, and I think maybe now that everyone is out of the way, they meet Mr. Maestro in the store, and they're having an argument, and it's it's not pretty. It's not pretty. Maybe this is what pushes them over the line into DEFCON. I don't know.
Ultraviolet.
Ultraviolet. Red.
Maybe we've never seen white. Yeah. Maybe this is a whole new color. Like just, we're just like, what does this mean?
What's this? DEFCON olive. Right.
Olive. It's like because there's many shades of green. Donna, is that what is this?
Yeah. Or is that mustard? I don't know if that's mustard. It's more like mustard.
It's okay.
Nice. Okay. Awesome.
can you do something dramatic and visible to other than the armband? What if like she smashes the display of Maestro CDs or
Yeah.
something like
Oh.
just
I think like they're in front of the stand, and maybe there's like a trickle of a cue, and like there's a raging argument taking place between them and Mr. Maestro, and like like everyone else sees them like swing up a punch, and like at the last moment it just hits the cardboard stand up of him, and like the head just comes clean off.
Oh, nice. That's that's very good. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's him told, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So Apple, what do we? I need to think of a job now that fits. I mean, I guess the classic. I think the task I have in mind is the one Apple seems least suited to psychologically, which is catch the shoplifter.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, maybe a helpful customer like points out this shoplifter to you, and like, dude, does that guy work here? And like, I don't know what they're. I think you see them in this moment like stuff the fifth or the sixth CD into their coat, right?
A fifth of Beethoven, the Sixth Sense soundtrack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it Vivaldi's Four Seasons? Obviously.
Nice.
There's a
nice.
visual gag there.
Yeah. The soundtrack to the soundtrack 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things going on. So this is not a task given to you as such. This is just a task maybe that Apple thinks should be done. Stop the shoplifter.
He'll go after the shoplifter, even though he's completely ill-suited for it. And he'll notice that's going on and be like, I don't understand. What do you mean? And look at the customer, and it's like he's putting all those CDs into his very, very large jacket with the big pockets. And it's like, yeah, well, they don't have any baskets here, and that's too much to carry in your hands. And like Apple is just explaining that, like just trying to like justify, because he can't conceive that everybody would shoplift. Because you're not supposed to do that. That's illegal. Why would somebody? And while he's like saying all that, like the shoplifter just sort of like the bell rings because the shoplifter has just stepped out of the store, the front door.
Yeah.
And Apple hears the bell and turns out. Did he forget to pay for those? I better go remind him to pay for those. And he walks out. He's like, hey, you forgot to pay for those.
And like he goes, oh, and he takes out something out of his pocket, and it's Pearl Jam's 10, right? And
very good, Don. Keep this going. If you get to 36, I have the right record. I'm ready to help you at that stage.
You put it at least...
I forgot about this one. Yeah. You can take that on.
Yeah.
I think I have it actually. So
you have what?
This album.
Okay, but then you have like at least 9 other albums in your coat that you have to pay for.
What? No, I just forgot to take this one.
No, but I saw you.
Who are you?
I work at the store.
Oh, okay. So here, take 10, and I'll see what else I have.
Okay, and he takes it.
Okay, and then he just turns and runs.
Oh God, you're running away with them, and he's running after him.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, please, please, wait, hold up. I have something that's worth more than all of those.
Uh-huh. And I think like
Please.
I think you're running past and you see cute skater boy walking on the opposite sidewalk
He
towards the
skids to a halt.
store.
He's like doing a double take, and he's like, and it's like there's talking to the cute skater boy, and then there's keeping the cute skater boy's job by saving the store. You know, actually not letting the store lose money. So it's like and he runs after the shoplifter. You know, there's a bouncy pop tune playing. And I think maybe this. Okay, so this shoplifter is a big guy. Apple's not a big guy.
Yeah.
And the shoplifter turns a corner and like just stops and waits for Apple to catch up to him and basically physically, you know, implicitly dare him to do something about it. And Apple's like out of breath and listen, it's really, really important that the store not lose any money for reasons I can't go into right now because currently it's understaffed and maybe there's like 5 other shoplifters in there right now. So here, I can't physically take those back from you. But how about a trade? I will give you this movie ticket, which is worth at least double those albums. Please.
Okay. So what do you think? Are you doubling down on this, or are you
Yeah, sure.
trying to be cool, or trying to get towards?
He's not getting cool with anybody, and this is not helping his goal. So,
okay. So you are rolling
Very
2
cool.
dice.
Okay.
And the target you need to beat is 5. Another 5.
The highest is a 2.
Ouch. The highest is a 2 on 2 dice.
Yes.
Wow.
So, but
The guy is like, thanks for the ticket, buddy. And he takes it and he turns around and walks away. And Apple is just standing there.
we're cool.
What's that? Oh, Casey, are you speaking? Are you gonna try? Are you suggesting Jake might be able to help?
Could
Oh, Casey, you gotta. I'm so sorry.
conceivably.
Mm-mm.
The robot is
Yeah.
powerful. Yeah. I think we can take the fact that Jake is going to help, right? From that.
Yeah. You know, Jake is. Well, I really want to hear Casey suggest how Jake helps. Oh, I really want to hear Casey. Period.
Is that anything better? No.
Not really. Do you want to try with the video off, maybe?
Shit.
And fingers crossed.
All right, let me. Yeah, sure. Yep. Nope, wrong buttons. Fingers crossed. Let's go. Come on. There we go. How's that?
Maybe better.
Any
Keep
better?
going?
Yeah.
I can try something else too.
No,
No,
that's
this seems
perfect.
to be
It
working.
might take a minute to
Quick,
figure
talk
it out,
fast.
but I can try something else. Yeah, maybe better.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I don't know. Jake's gonna help. I was thinking, do I just was I like headed back with the skater boy? And so like as you run past, I like see across the street and maybe like go around the block and come up behind the guy and like I don't know, just take his jacket off or something if I manage to help or like
Yeah. Let's roll the dice
know.
and see whether you do anything.
Okay.
If it's another one,
Exactly.
then-
Yeah. No, just not a 1, but didn't help.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think like he runs and maybe he bumps into Jake or going around the corner, and Jake looks bemused and go like, "Oh, why is there a single of Nina's 99 Red Balloons on the ground?" You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's an album here by the Dirty Dozen Brass Band.
Uh,
And then as the guy walks on,
Yeah, is that it? He goes pushing by, and it's like, hey man, you forgot this. Like, doesn't know he shoplifted it.
wow. Okay, so I've drawn a card and it's hearts, so that's morale. So I don't know, maybe something
morale is
like
bad. Morale is bad.
Um,
We know that.
yeah, maybe it's something like, I know you're still cool, but you know, you see Jake like hand over that Dirty Dozen track to the guy you're trying to stop, and it's like, oh, what am I even doing here?
Yep. Apple is going to slouch back to the music store in the rain. I've decided it's
In the rain.
raining.
Of course. What a bummer. Okay. So that is our sad sack close of Act 2. Maybe to keep things neat, we'll take a break.
Okay.
Okay, so we're back for Act 3. Yeah, things things are getting serious. Okay, so yeah, so the crowd is lackluster. Somehow, Cute Skater Boy did not bring thousands, and that school trip didn't work out either. But you know, there's a few people in here. And I think they're signing. There's rumors of there'll be some kind of impromptu um, recital or performance by Mr. Maestro, but the manager is making no promises, and you is nowhere to be seen. I think someone needs to, because obviously there was this giant argument that almost came to violence. So I wonder if someone needs to cheer out the boss and get them involved again.
That's nice. That's very good.
Yeah. I think maybe Apple. What do you think? I think everyone else in the store kind of knows U's deal and knows that you shouldn't go up there to have some kind of intervention. But maybe Apple knows no such thing. You know, the foolishness of inexperience. Does that sound okay to you, David?
Yeah. So where set the scene for me.
I guess where's
Hey you?
You is in their office, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe office is too grand a term, but you know.
Okay. And all right. Apple knocks politely on the door.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, there's like, it's not opened or anything, but you hear you say, "Yeah, what's going on? What fire do I have to put out now?"
Apple again doesn't realize that this is because he is going in there to explain to Hey You that a bunch of like albums got shoplifted and he failed to stop it, or you didn't realize it was
Oh,
happening when he could have stopped it, and he needs to own up to that.
wow.
And I can
Oh,
maybe Jake and Braggs are watching him go in there knowing what he's about to do, like watching somebody walking to his own execution.
Yeah.
And he goes in, hey you, uh, how are you?
Yeah. I guess or superstar is not who I needed today.
Sorry, is that not wait, what? Was there a scheduling error?
No,
What's
I
going
mean
on?
like I hate his guts. I blame
Oh.
him for everything that is wrong with my life. Where do I start?
Uh, oh. Do you know him?
We used to have a thing.
Oh.
Uh, yeah, we. I guess it's your first day here, so maybe they haven't showed you the the looted merchandise that I know they have, but they don't know that I know that they have.
Wait, looted merchandise? What?
Yeah, from our old band. We used to be in a band together, as well as
What?
having a thing. Um,
You were in a band
yeah, yeah, in my youth.
with Mr. Maestro,
With Koji, yeah,
with Koji.
yeah.
Oh. Oh. You can I see some of that merchandise?
No, I'm not going to participate in that.
That sounds really cool. Um, what was your band called?
Listen, I'm not going to help you to remind myself of my youthful mistakes. So, how about you cut to the chase and tell me what you want?
Oh, I should tell you that at least 10 albums just got shoplifted while I was watching the front of the store.
For certain values of watching?
Uh, I mean, I guess my back was turned because I was talking to a customer, but the customer was saying that the other customer was shoplifting. So,
And this customer said, "Oh, the shoplifter has just taken 10 albums." And you said, "Oh, I better go tell you," instead of actually doing something about it. Is that what you're telling
oh,
me?
I sort of went after him, and asked for the albums back.
Asked.
Yeah.
Politely?
Well, yeah, that's how you ask for things.
Oh boy. And she like uh, turns around in the chair and points at the notice board, and there's like a rogues gallery of like
Oh, hey, that's the guy.
Polaroids. Yeah.
Boy, he put on some weight.
What can you do?
Um, well, they're the the place is insured, right?
I mean, today is probably the day we can most survive shoplifting because it won't matter.
Oh,
The
all right.
liquidation stock will go to the creditors,
Okay.
and
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we were going in because Mr. Maestro is going to bring in enough business to make up the loss. That's not what you're saying at all.
Look at the window to the floor of the store and tell me that Mr. Maestro has brought in enough business to save
Yeah,
us.
no, I mean, I've seen, like I've tried, like it doesn't seem like
I know it's a lot.
whether
Yeah.
he, in his when he was in the band, I don't think he was the talent because he doesn't have any talent. Uh, were
Yeah,
you the talent?
that's. I mean, he was certainly not the talent, but when he went solo, obviously there's a certain amount of people who come in the door for a face. And I guess, 5 years ago he was, younger and prettier than he is now because his face is not bringing him in through the door today. I'm trying not to sound bitter. Am I succeeding in that, Apple?
Um,
Or
I, um, uh, no. But I guess I should really go back to the storefront in case there are more shoplifters, and this time I'll be ready for them.
uh, uh, well, yeah.
Um, so I don't know. So the task here is try to cheer up you. Hey, you, and that didn't work.
Well, I
Um,
mean, I think the dice should decide.
sure.
Um,
Um, I think a way this might play out, and again, this is a kind of thing where it can move the story in a very sort of like nice, like heartfelt direction, or it could send Hey You completely over the edge.
mhm.
Uh, and the dice can decide. Um, and I think Apple is really curious about this backstory between Koji and Hayu. And he is going to go to the storeroom, the stockroom, and see if he can find maybe an old cassette or 8 track or even something of whatever the band was
Yeah, yeah.
when Hey was in it. And
Perfect. Yeah.
yeah, and he's going to try to look for something to play it on, and he'll find. I mean, what format is it in?
I think maybe it's a cassette, right?
It's a cassette.
Yeah, yeah,
He'll look around for a cassette deck, and he'll pop it in there and press play just to listen to it. And what
yeah,
he doesn't know is that this is actually going to pipe the song over the store's sound system.
yeah, yeah. Perfect.
And and I think the takeaway should be that you is lead vocals and has an absolutely angelic voice.
Hmm.
Um, and there's so many things that could happen here. And it could end up pissing off Mr. Maestro, which would make Heyu's day. Like, if nothing else, at least it pisses off that douchebag. It could, cheer her up because she's remembering some good times. It could completely piss her off because she's remembering some good times and send them on a rampage. Uh, and it could a lot of the customers who hear it, because it just cuts off Mr. Maestro's like album that was playing, and they think, oh, that's pretty good. What is that? Is that on the album? And just accidentally provoke a sort of word of mouth rediscovery
Okay.
of Hey Yu's talent.
Hmm.
And God, I really would love a turn of good luck at some point. If this can somehow save the store and let Hey You actually, accidentally get discovered as a solo talent, as a solo act. I have no delusions that we are anywhere likely to get, an optimal outcome, but I have no idea how we resolve things, what happens at the end of the game. But, that's sort of like, we're playing to find out, but boy, that would be great. And of course it could just totally turn into an even bigger disaster. So,
Yeah.
but like, okay, so back to the original question of what am I doing? I think I'm doubling down.
Okay.
And I think in an ideal situation, customers hear the music, they love it, and they start demanding copies of this album that is literally unavailable anywhere else.
Or in fact, just unavailable, right?
Right.
Although maybe
right.
there's a box of cassettes or whatever.
Right. But we can start duping them. We can start making copies and selling them.
Yeah, we have them in the merch
and we'll
box.
call it Hey You.
The looted merch.
Yeah.
What's that? So anyway, I guess I'm rolling 2 dice to double down, right?
I am also rolling 2 dice, given that morale is now at 3 and money is at 4. So
okay.
You have to beat a 3.
Oh God. That's a 4.
Easy.
There you go. So yeah, like tell us what this looks like. All your wildest dreams have come true, right?
Yeah. Anyway, imagine a movie montage of exactly the optimal sequence I just described. I don't know if it goes as far as like saving the day, and cheering, hey, and getting Hey You being discovered as a solo talent. But at minimum, I think I'd like to suggest that customers hear it, they like it, they start asking to buy it. Mr. Maestro is pissed. Hey You, I don't know if she knows this is going on yet. So maybe she'll, I don't know. I will not describe her cheering up and her eyes welling up with tears.
I think that would be nice. I think that would be nice if maybe like there's a crack of the door open and like they can hear the music, and then they come up and like they can hear Mr. Maestro getting annoyed and being like, change it back to my music, and one of the customers going like, no, can we just hear the end of the song? And then like, so yeah, maybe that happens and we can see them smile for the first time all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they poke their head out, and you can, or at least maybe you can see them through the window, and they don't realize what they're hearing yet, but you can see them like, nodding away to the beat of the music, and then suddenly there's like the realization of what's going on, and there's like a proper nod and a smile. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, well, I guess Mr. Maestro might be pissed, but do we care? Except to make it even worse? I don't know. I mean, I think maybe the job now is to maybe set up to sell that old merch, to sell all the cassette tapes you have, and then to start making bootleg copies for the demand, right? Braggs obviously. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'd like to suggest that, like maybe, like we don't even need to make bootleg copies. Like we have 10 copies and we can just sell them for whatever price we want, right?
Okay.
Like because they're just
make the bootleg copies first, and then sell the originals for whatever we want.
But regardless of what it is, I won't be helping because I'll be looking for the cat. Is what I was going to say. Yeah.
Who's making the copies then? Or are we not at that point yet?
Well, I guess the question is, if there are copies to be made, if Braggs has assigned it, he'll be ignoring it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Casey,
Apple's going to start making copies in the back room there without even realizing everybody is hearing like the music playing. He's like, this is so good. I want a copy for home.
Nice.
Do you I mean, I think like having some kind of buzz about it is maybe the job to get done. Um, so I
Yeah,
wonder, maybe there's
I think
something.
okay.
I was saying maybe there's
I
some.
think there's some.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
I think there's also some loudspeakers in front of the store as well,
Yeah, yeah.
so the
I
people can
was
hear
just
this on
about
the
to
street
say.
as well.
Yeah,
So it's pulling customers in.
yeah. Maybe there's a like a radio spot to get done to like some last minute advertising, maybe a rogue play of the song, but someone someone maybe in the music business might know someone down the radio station. What do you think, Casey? Do you think Jake might be able to get involved?
Yeah, I think so.
I actually wanted
Yeah,
to know, Casey, did you go to that audition? Did you get the gig?
I haven't yet. So I'm thinking of using, regardless of what happens, using this scene to shoot for my goal to see. But I think being on the radio or like having access to something like that could definitely help, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
I might try to get both done. Well, I won't be able to get both done, but
Yeah, you'll be able to um, either succeed on your goal or fail on that and the task. You know. So yeah, why don't you like describe maybe down at the radio station and maybe given the option to play this tape or to do it live yourself, something like that.
yeah, I think I think in a way of seizing the moment and creating the band that Jake or that Major or yeah that Major encouraged Jake to seize on earlier. Um, Jake's pitch is like, come on down and see live rebranding of you themselves like as the lead, and he's gonna like put it on as like fuck Mr. Fantastic. Sorry, Mr. Maestro.
Mhm.
And like come on down to the record store and see this like epic little show, and like he's gonna like try to run it, like you know what I mean, like come on down, see the show, hear you sing, maybe hear some sweet guitar licks. Maybe he's like playing little licks on his guitar, right? Like, um, the best band you've never heard of, right? Like, and like we got merch and bootleg CDs, or uh, the first time it's been printed in 20 years, 5 years or whatever. Ever since its debut, it's been lost to the record, man, and now it's back, and we're gonna do a live show to cover it. That sort of thing, I think, is Jake's goal there.
Wow. Is Jake making a band, but it's like him and you? Like, is this what's
Yes, that's
happening
what he's
right now?
trying to do. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
Okay. So yeah, I guess you're rolling one die because you're not determined and you don't have a plan. But are we
Correct.
rolling two? So it's possible. It's possible. Let's see what number you got. You got to beat a five.
All right. Didn't beat the five. Can I get some help?
You can
Yes.
I mean,
definitely get some help.
I'm cool with both of these guys, so let's get some help.
Oh, nice. Oh, I think how I can help is that um, you are trying to get people excited about this band. Let's give them a name. Sorry, truly for a minute I was like, what if they were called the Rolling Stones? And then I was like, wait, there is a band that has that name already. Small indie band anyway. uh,
My brain went immediately to another you pun, right? So you
In my
too.
youth, in my youth.
Oh, in my youth.
God. Um, in my youth. Okay, yeah. So uh okay, so we have this band. You're trying to get people hyped for that. What am I doing? Um, how am I helping you with that? Where are you doing this? Where's Jake trying to hype people?
Like down at the radio station. Like,
Oh, okay. So
could you like call into the radio station and be like, oh man, like pretend to be a fan or something?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's awesome. That's such a great idea. Yeah, I'm at the store. Call in from the store's phone, and I'm going to be like, uh, do you have any in my youth? Do you have any in my youth? Could you play some in my youth? Yeah, Sonic Youth is very funny, Donna.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, so I'm uh I'm pestering the radio station. I'm calling in, and I'm trying to get them to play some in my youth. And maybe if I succeed, they do. So yeah. Uh, let's go ahead and make that roll. Nope. I don't know why we bother at this point.
Yeah.
The help has been useless. I've just been so I'm just gonna call and say, can you play some in my youth? And they say no. Just they just say no, and then we move on. Yeah.
I mean, I mean, if there is something in the rules that say that you can only have one person help, I'm not going to bother looking for that. I'm just going to assume that
Sure.
Apple can also help because
Oh.
Jake is also cool with them.
Okay, we're trying to get the radio station to play in my youth.
You're just gonna call them from a different line. You just
Yeah, he's not very duplicitous. So but I still something he's going to call the radio station and not make a request. But he's going to say, hey, do you have any back catalog for whatever the old band's name when you was a vocalist in it, and the station, the station producer is gonna be like, this is the second call we've gotten today in like less than an hour about this specific, and maybe the producer will listen to it to see what the heck it's got people talking about it, and be like nodding along. It's like, whoa, all right, okay. So that's what I'm thinking as a help action. So I roll 1d6, right?
Yeah, 1d6.
Sorry, what am I trying to beat?
You're trying to beat a 5.
That's a 1.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. That's what I thought.
The station manager is just like, stop bothering me, and hangs up the phone.
The station manager listens to this track for the first 30 seconds, go, well, that was a waste of my minute,
Oh my God, this is brutal.
It's
so funny.
It's the song with the long intro without any lyrics, and it's like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah.
This is a song where Mr. Maestro sang the vocals for.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Burn. So sad. It's so sad.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Our attempts to save the store are not going great.
No, it just feels like a very like black comedy kind of.
Yeah.
Just
have you
hapless losers failing and failing and failing.
Yeah.
Let me draw a card. It is clubs. So this plan is still working.
Oh my God.
I think those external speakers, which are kind of great for drawing in a crowd, are also annoying all of the neighborhood watch / busybody people.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, hey, if you have a Chamber of Commerce meeting next month to explain yourself to them, that would be a good thing, right?
So we're getting noise complaints.
Exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. It's just my scene left.
Just your scene left. I'm gonna give you a task, even though You'll be
Yeah.
rolling 2 dice because you are prepared, right?
Yeah, I'm
Or you have a
determined.
plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're determined.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I think the task is something like, um, what is this? I don't know. I think it's something like get Mr. Maestro to sign every CD you have just in case, right?
Hmm.
And it's kind of making him care enough now that he is being sidelined.
Mr.
If you
Maestro
if you
signs.
roll
So
2 really good dice, you
okay,
might.
so question one. Has our Skater Boy colleague brought anybody? Like has the
Um,
store filled up?
I mean, it's kind of half full, right?
It's half full. So there are some
Yeah,
people standing in line. There are
yeah,
some people buying CDs. Like this guy's getting something, right? Like he's not just by himself.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, my task could be literally anything. It could be like, uh, anything to do with helping him, I would not bother doing, and I would just look for this cat. So, what is a cool way for me to look for this cat? I think I am. What's a cool way for me to find this cat? Because I'm definitely going to find this cat. I think
I was.
That's the optimism
Did
we
you like
expect from
repurpose the
players.
flyers?
repurpose the flyers to find the cat.
So, like
Um,
a lost cat, you print them on the back or something like that, and you hand them out.
and accidentally make people come to the store and
Yeah, yeah.
support this guy.
So
Uh,
yeah, so let's say we have a photocopier. I want to set up something else additionally that could have a payoff to an earlier sequence. Maybe we have a cheap photocopier like an old Xerox, and and they're out of paper. So Braggs, maybe you print the copies of the flyer on the back of all the Mr. Maestro flyers, and a few of them still have Jake's lyrics on them. So in addition to posting the Lost Cat signs, you're posting some of Jake's lyrics up. Maybe there'll be a payoff to that if somebody sees them and likes them. But I'm just putting that out there as something.
nice, nice.
Cool.
I I I think that I am. Yeah, I think I like the idea that I'm just going out and like putting up these posters with you know, with the cat's name on the back, and it's just I don't think it's photocopier work. It's like me with the black sketch pen, just like scribbling like a vaguely amorphous black shape and going, "Have you seen this cat?" You know what I mean? Like it's just like I'm just just kind of like taking page after page and just like drawing, scribbling some black lines and drawing eyes and being like, "Have you seen this cat? Can teleport or whatever." Like this is the only description I have, and then I'm giving the stores like number or something like that, and I'm going and putting these posters out. And I think I just want to roll the dice and see.
Uh-huh.
And if I find the cat, then I have some ideas.
Yeah, I think usually, you see these lost pet, and it's like answers to like Shep or
Yeah.
Blackie or whatever it is, but like you put down answers to no one.
Yeah, I like that.
So you're rolling 2 dice, and I'm rolling
Yeah,
2 dice.
come on,
I
let's make
take
this
the
happen.
highest, and then you assign your 2 dice to one to the task and one to the goal.
Oh, interesting,
Yeah.
interesting.
So you
Okay.
can achieve both. Uh,
Oh no,
what did I roll? Oh, I rolled
you
a
rolled a
6.
3 and 6, and I rolled a 2 and 5, so I can only do one of these
No, because I'm putting forward my highest. I'm putting the 6 forward, and
for the task.
for both.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
wow.
But how does that make sense? That Oh, so if you had rolled if your highest was a 3 and I had rolled 2 4s, I could have succeeded both.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Cool. That
Just
makes sense. Yeah.
shit that I rolled a 6 on this final roll.
Yeah. I just don't find the cat. I obviously don't do whatever Mr. Maestro needs.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just walking back home kind of sadly. And I think I'd like to go find uh, maybe I go find you and I tell them, what if I don't find the cat, like ever?
Oh.
And
So, so I will say, you get to mark you have a plan now.
yeah,
Because
anyway, but we don't have another scene though.
No, but you have an epilogue, and you can do one more chance on your goal in that.
Okay.
So, but this can be setting you up for that, right?
Okay. I thought the epilogue was something else. Anyway, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the epilogue, you remember I said you can, if you have done your goal or you're cool with 2 people, you could push down trouble to below 5.
Yeah.
The other thing you can do is have one final shot at your goal.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I think you like opens their desk drawer and pulls out a bag of snacks, and it's like human snacks. It's like, I don't know, spicy cheese puffs or something like that, and it's like Nightcrawler will eat these.
I like, I push the snacks aside and I'm like, no, what if I don't find the cat ever and I'm just stuck here?
Well, sorry, if you find the cat, are you leaving? I mean, really what you're asking is what happens if you're stuck here? You get to sell awesome records to people who need that in their life. And maybe some of them will pick up David Bowie albums every so often.
Wait, are you stuck here?
I thought we'd cover that before when you listened to my awesome cover of Sympathy for the Devil.
Why?
By that little known indie band, the Rolling Stones.
Wait. Why? Like, why aren't you out there making music, you?
Because this is my backup plan.
Now, you knew Mr. Maestro was coming. You could have not had this event happening. You let him show up. I think you want to face your past. I think you want to have a critical moment of action, a moment of decisiveness. I think you need to let go about whatever burdens you've been carrying. I need you to go down there. I need you to confront him. And I need the rest of your life to start happening.
Hold your horses there, mister. The way I can keep Revolution Records going was to call in the one kind of favor that I knew would have to be accepted and given to me. And that's how important this record store is to me, that I'm willing to have that arsehole in here with his tinny fucking music. That's how much I want Revolution Records to succeed.
Okay, I'm going to go punch him.
My God.
For you.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell them that. I'm gonna look at them. I'm gonna punch them for you.
So let me draw a card and see what the trouble is. Oh no, it's a diamond. Our plan didn't work.
Oh, it's money? Jesus,
it's money,
no.
That's it.
This is the thing that we didn't want.
I mean, it could be that you punch Mr. Maestro and he threatens to sue you.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think I go downstairs and I go like, I go like, you're not even good at singing. I punch him in the face.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I'll be like, yeah.
Okay. So let's do our epilogue.
Oh my god.
Uh, the epilogue provides an opportunity to tie up any loose ends. God, there's a lot of loose ends.
There's
In
only
relation-
one person who can save the store, and it's fucking Jake.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So I think my fictional music soundtrack for the epilogue is something ridiculously upbeat and Britpoppy. So maybe it's like some Blur-esque
yeah, song too. Like
fake
it's
happiness.
just like yeah.
Okay, so everyone is gonna frame like, well, it's really like a montage. So like you're going to just tell us what we see in two little moments. You have an option to um, uh, sorry, in terms of like the no stake stuff, it's you can take a moment with a character to set your relationship to cool. You can succeed at a final task of your choosing. We don't have any writing tasks, so we're ignoring those. But say some of the stuff that has already been put out there. If both of your relationships are totally cool, or if you've accomplished your goal, you can additionally frame a scene from the special list. You can reduce a store trouble by 1. Oh, sorry, have I read this wrong? You can shoot for your goal one last time. Okay, sorry, I did read that wrong. I led you astray, Thomas.
It's okay. It's okay. It's better if I don't find the cat.
Okay. And if there's someone you need to have someone you need to kiss and they're up for that, you can share a consensual kiss. So
is that explicitly one of the scenes? Just that?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
they were like, we know what this game's about. Like,
Yeah. And let me check if I am missing anything. Oh, actually, so David, you have one cool relationship, so you could frame one to be cool, and then reduce the store trouble by 1, or aim for your goal, right?
Wait, I could set the relationship to cool and then choose one of the options from the special list because
yeah,
they're both
exactly.
cool.
So you get to do like 2 little scenes, and if the first one is to be cool with someone, then the second one can be to shoot for your goal.
Interesting.
I mean,
interesting.
I think it's highly unlikely that you can finish off your goal, right?
Yeah, probably.
You'll be rolling 1 die.
Yeah.
Against 2, so highly unlikely, but you know.
Yeah.
But still possible. Okay, still possible.
Yeah.
I think.
Especially if you set your relationship.
Okay, so you're breaking up again.
Right? Because then you can get help on that roll. But
yes, yeah.
Let me think.
Yeah. So let's jump off maybe and let people think. Thomas, do you have one idea for your quick montage scene?
Yeah, it's just one scene, right?
You get two really quick scenes. Yeah.
Okay, rotation. Cool. In my first scene, I'm going to look for the cat, and I think this time I'll get it because I have 3 dice.
Yeah.
That might be nice. Might be getting a happy ending. So yeah, I think it's just me. I'm going. You know what? Let me roll first. So I'm going to roll 3d6. Donna, you're going to roll 2d6.
Yeah.
Okay, this
Let me
is
tell
it.
you about the good news is you've got to beat a 4, I think.
Oh, you haven't rolled yet according to
Oh,
the roller,
I
but
thought I did, but
I
it
got a
was
6, so I am good
okay. So
as long as
you're
you don't roll a 6.
as long as I don't roll a 6. Yeah, okay.
There we go. There we
Phew.
go. Yeah, I think I go onto the roof of the store, and after I've punched this guy, and he's already like sued the building. I mean, he's suing the store. And I go up, I go up into the roof, and I'm sitting by myself. Like maybe you has told me to like go and calm down. And as I'm sitting there, the cat just jumps on my lap out of nowhere.
Of course.
Yes.
Typical.
Yeah. Casey, do you want to reduce the trouble of the store or to save it, or do you want to do something else first?
Um,
You can shoot for your goal, remember? That's one thing that you can definitely do.
Save the store. Come on, man.
well, yeah, no. I'm obviously going to save the store. I was just wondering, like, if there's anything else I need to accomplish on the way there or do or whatever. But I think maybe it's just like, well, oh man, yeah. So like narratively, how do I reduce the trouble? Right? I mean, it's got to be the end of Empire Records, right? Like we're throwing the show no matter what. People hear it. There's noise complaints. Um, so the real question though is, are Jake and you performing an old song from the heyday, or is you reading the lyrics off the back of the flyer that Jake wrote
Oh
earlier?
shit, that would be good. That would be good. Let's do that. Yeah.
I mean, both, right? I think
Okay,
both.
yeah. So it's like, sure, yeah, sure.
Nice.
Yeah. So you've got like a flyer in her hand where like facing out is the shitty poster of the guy we don't like, but on the other side is like a bad drawing of a cat and some lyrics. And Jake is doing some excellent guitar work. Um, and people are coming up and spending money buying the bootlegs, right? Whatever, and we're stacking some cash, and that'll push that trouble back down to a 4.
Awesome. Woo.
Incredible.
Yeah.
David.
So I can succeed in one more task, right?
Yeah.
And so you've got a final task of your choosing. Store is saved, barely. So I think that leaves paying back the cute skater boy.
Well, that's a goal, right? So a task would be like catch that shoplifter, or
I have a pitch for how to happily resolve that if you're in the market for happiness.
Maybe. Well, let me I'll ask for that. I just want to make sure I'm totally clear on the terminology here. So when we resolve succeeding at a final task, it has to be something that mechanically moves one of those numbers. Right?
No. So it's just for like some I don't know resolution on that with a lowercase or like some satisfying end to the story for you. So the store is saved. So there's nothing else to worry about in terms of the fate of the record store.
So really, it's just whatever narratively I want for output.
Yeah.
Let's see what works here. Okay, let me hear your idea, Thomas.
No, I was proposing that you see that shoplifter talking to Skater Boy.
Oh.
And they are friends, like they know each other. Maybe the shoplifter was called by Skater Boy as one of the people, except Skater Boy was still thinking his job was to trash Mr. Maestro because Jake did not explain that very well at all. So maybe this guy is
And he
this guy
succeeded in
was
that mission, right?
and this guy is taking revenge for him for the store firing his friend. So maybe he's just there. Yeah.
Oh, and then I use that opportunity to catch the shoplifter.
I can see you do anything you want to that scene, and it can just end like you can talk to Skater Boy, you can talk to Shoplifter. Depending on the dice roll, you can decide which I don't know which one clicks or whatever. Like, yeah.
But I succeed regardless. I don't have to roll, right? It just succeeds.
No, you have to roll.
No, so you're rolling on a goal, right? That's why you roll, Thomas. But at a task, you're just succeeding. That's
Oh, at a task,
yeah.
so you could just catch the shoplifter
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
just resolve that. That would be a nice scene. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I think uh I think I don't know if this counts as succeeding at a task so much as just like finishing the story in a way. I think uh I think Apple brings that vinyl back to Revolution Records and gives it back to the store. And asks Hey You for a paid position. I think he wants to work here, and I think he never actually sees the cute skater boy again or ever learns his name. But he decides that with even everything that went wrong today, he actually really liked working at this store. And he wants to someday sell that vinyl that was given to him, sell it to somebody else who can appreciate it. And he decides he'll work here until that day comes.
Wow.
Awesome.
Cool. Okay. Does anyone have? I think that's a good point to end. I know we didn't get two scenes in the montage from each of you, but I think we got a satisfying end to everyone's story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna stop the recording. We got 4 minutes for our debrief. And
Oh no! Oh, there you go. Donna, you froze just for half a
sorry.
second.
I said we've got 4 minutes left on the clock for our debrief, so I'll stop the recording.
Okay.